Welcome to the Foxhole, everybody. Say hi.
Hello.
There we go. How are y'all doing today?
I had a fire cut in my throat. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Sorry, I didn't get booted up in time. So anybody who tried to claim cogs, please do so again. It should be working now. That's another thing we're gonna have to work together on, because the logo, chat, the new logo, it's like, I would say like 90% complete. Just need like a couple like minor tweaks to it. And the new logo, the new beautiful animated Welcome to the Foxhole logo will be done, chat. And then once that's done, I am going to be commissioning all the new artwork for the show. So look out for that. Yeah, so we're almost one big step closer. So besides that, how are you, Rosa?
I'm good. I got some D&D work done today. This has been a relatively goodish week.
I think it's been very up and down for you. Like
yeah, I was real depressed midway through this week.
Yeah, dude, chat. I was DMing with the manor.
I spiraled really hard.
Oh man, Rosa spiraled really fucking hard. Like it was a bad one. Like that's one of the worst ones. But I think though that by just cutting it off with that artist, and we don't have to get into the details here because it's drama, chat, and this isn't really the time or place for it. But
no.
Yes, it's a setback. It's a significant setback, but you also now know that it's in the hands of somebody who actually will see it across the finish line. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like it's rough. It's dude, chat. Artists are the fucking worst. So they're like auto mechanics. They're all a bunch of fucking swindlers until you find like that one good one. You know what I mean? And then you just fucking stick to that one person. You know? It's like that's how it is with artists. Like if you find a good artist that like it has reasonable prices, has style and quality that you really like, and they can stick to schedule and have a reasonable schedule of return, like if you could find an artist like that, oh my god, just stick to that artist like glue. Like don't let them go. It's like auto mechanics, or like that one like stylist that like gets your hair just perfect. You know what I mean? Like once you find them, you just have to stick with them, and that's just it's been a journey for you, hasn't it?
I was muted. Oopsies.
Yeah, you're muted.
Last time I looked at the fucking poll, no one said yes, and I was like, all right, no one said yes. If one person says yes, I'll leave. I'll quit. I'm done. The poll now has 15%. People said yes. Sorry, guys. I gotta go. It's ogre. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I got it though. I get it. I get where you like. We don't have to get to like the nitty gritty details, but like, Rosa wasn't joking. Like you were close.
Yeah. Trying to understand, that morning I sat on my computer and I was like, I'm just gonna play a video game for me. And I tried to play some Dark Souls 2. You guys know how I feel about Dark Souls 2. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like so just like done
with everything.
Like everything. I was like, I don't enjoy video games. I don't enjoy movies. I don't enjoy YouTube. I don't enjoy nothing. I am going to quit everything and then go find a job as a bricklayer
or whatever. Chat. I mean, we're gonna keep this. This is between us because I want that to be between us.
Is that
But-
gonna stay as an inside joke?
Bricklaying is an inside joke, and you're never gonna know what it is, chat, unless you. Like, I'm never gonna forget that.
I really got you.
It literally happened like right before we went live, chat, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's just one of those things. It's just never gonna leave your mind. Like even while carrying a baby in your arms, you know, it's like that level of
Yeah.
I'm never gonna forget that shit. So, oh man, oh, so good, so good, so good. Anyway, yeah, but on the other hand, you've got we did have to delay the one player versus Strahd, unfortunately, because not only were you sick, but the fucking like the two most important people in the whole thing, the DM and the one player,
Yeah,
were out of commission from what I think is the same thing.
Actually, probably.
So.
So
Yeah,
No-Go is having like lower abdomen pain. That he had to go to the hospital for. And apparently the cause, right? I think he already got diagnosed, but the cause was essentially too much driving, over driving.
Which is his job, because he's a trucker, chat.
He drove a very, very long distance in one day.
It was like almost 2,000 miles in a day or something like that, which I didn't know it was possible to do in a day, to be honest, like in a truck at least.
1,700 miles.
That's fucking insane.
But anyways, they were just off secretly playing D&D privately. No.
See, chat, I'm honestly not like a huge D&D person, chat. I'm really not. But I am in the one player versus Strahd campaign as an NPC, just because.
I hope you're excited to play it.
Oh yeah, I am. I am excited to play it, and it's not necessarily because it's D&D. It's because like it's the nature of being able to like try to role play and maintain a character for an extended amount of time. I think it'll be good for like like developing improv skills. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I think it'll, yeah, and I think that aspect will be fun. Like I'm not, yeah, but like D&D as a whole, though, I'm not like super. I'm not against it. I'm neutral about D&D. You know what I mean? That's how I am with it. I don't dislike it. I don't like it. It just is for me. But I saw it. I was like, you know what? This like the role playing aspect could be really fun. So, yeah, this is my first time dipping my toe into the D&D waters. But that got delayed by 2 weeks, which honestly is probably good anyway, because there's like 3 or 4 people that came on like after the last ad that you made, and they haven't really had the time to they haven't had the time to figure out their characters.
Some of them I haven't given them like the info for their characters yet, because I've been focusing on the characters that are showing up sooner rather than the ones that are showing up later.
Right.
And some of them had characters that are later, so I haven't given them their info yet, because I was like, it's just not priority.
Right.
But now I have the extra 2 weeks. I can actually get it done. They can have more time to learn their characters. But yeah, like it's just like No-Go was in pain. I was also feeling in pain, likely the same thing. We just had the Miami trip. And this time around, there was added mileage that, we had to go
the kiddos.
Pick up siblings. So, for context, the drive to Miami is normally like, 9.5 hours on the road with stops, right? It ends up being like around 11 hours, right? Stops at about an hour and a half. Because we don't ever just get gas. We always get gas and we like stop BP and, etc.
Yeah.
Right? We sit around for a little bit, stretch. And then also by the time we get into Miami, the traffic is like dense every time, so it like slows down. But this time we had to drive 2.5 hours just to go pick up the kids, and then we had to drive from where the kids were which is an extra hour longer than our usual drive. So essentially, we added 3.5 hours to the drive.
Of an
And it
already
turned
like
into
10 hour,
essentially-
of an already, what is it, like a 9-hour drive?
Yeah, a 9.5 hour drive plus 3.5 hours ends up being a 13-hour drive.
Oh God,
So-
yeah.
Yeah, that's without, again, that's like without accounting for stops.
Mm-hmm.
So 13 hours on the fucking road, just pedal the fucking floor on the way to Miami, and then on the way back, we ended up deciding to just come home, right?
Mm-hmm.
But coming home means that we save the extra 3.5 hours that day, right? Which I really appreciated because I was fucking tired. And I
Right.
didn't get to leave as early as I wanted to because the kids wanted to go to the pool. So we ended up getting home pretty late. But that also meant we then had to drop off the kids and drive back.
Mm.
Which meant yes, we subtracted 3.5 hours, right, from the drive, but we also added 2.5 hours of extra driving twice. So we
Right.
added 5 hours to the drive. So it technically ended up driving more because we have to drive them there and then drive them back.
Plus, you did a
so-
round trip Miami just like 3 weeks ago or whatever, like a month ago, as well.
Yeah, that's
So-
right. And just like 3 weeks before that, we went to Miami as well. And I guess my tummy no happy.
Yeah.
So, I was like for context, it's been a few days now. It still hurts when I bend over. It doesn't hurt as bad as it did like yesterday, and definitely not as bad as it did the day before, when it really hurt. I could barely like lean forward. But yeah, it still hurts. Hello, Anthony Maxwell.
Yeah.
But anyways, all that aside, we also what's your name? The brain struggling brain. Saturn.
Oh.
Saturn's also playing like a pretty integral NPC to the plot,
Uh-huh.
and she had some stuff come up, so she was ended up having to leave early that day anyway.
Okay.
So I was like, all this piled together. It's like, yeah, I'll just push it at this point.
Yeah, and there's a few people that couldn't be there next week either. So I think 2 weeks is good for everybody, honestly.
Mhm.
And it also gives us time, like at some point within the next 2 weeks, to just do try to get as big of a group call as we possibly can.
Oh yeah.
That would be nice, is so everybody kind of knows each other, know what roles each other is playing, and that way you can say okay, your role is going to be more earlier, your role is going to be more later.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know whose role is going to be when because of the nature of how I'm doing it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So Curse of Strahd, right? Because that's something I thought about was to give everyone a call and then setting up everyone's foogies. Which I think I still want to do anyway. Just set up everyone's foogies to make sure everyone knows how to do their foogies, so we don't have to do it on stream.
Yeah, it'd be nice to just do it all at once, so you only have to do it once and then just be done with
I
it.
can also try organizing them in the order that I think they're going to show up, but it's going to be total guesswork because Curse of Strahd is it's a sandbox style campaign. It's like one of very, very few sandbox style campaigns.
Yeah,
So
it
you
just
can
plops
typically
you into the middle of a city, and you get 6. Yeah.
Well, not exactly. So typically, you enter Curse of Strahd from one side of it,
Right.
right? But the map isn't that big. There's just a lot of locations, and there's a lot of back and forth traveling between those locations.
Right. Yeah, you enter from one side, but you kind of just from there, it's just you just you can go wherever the fuck you want in the city. Yeah.
It's not like other D&D campaigns where chapter 1 is in this location, chapter 2 is you travel,
Yeah.
right? And then you're at a location.
Yeah,
No,
it's
the entire campaign takes place in this little map, this little area of the world, essentially. I say
Yeah.
world,
Well, because it's literally it's literally a cursed bubble, basically.
Yeah. So you can go wherever you want. You don't have to follow plot hooks. You can just go wherever the fuck you want. And eventually you're gonna end up fighting Strahd because he's gonna make you. One way or another.
Right.
Right. He'll eventually guide you to him. Typically when you start Curse of Strahd, the objective isn't even Strahd.
Right.
You find out about Strahd when you get there. But my plan for this campaign is rather than starting him off, entering from where people normally enter Barovia,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to start him off where the Vistani camp normally is. Like the first one, where you encounter Madame Ava, the seer, who essentially tells you where the locations are of the items that you need and who your like main follower is going to be, right? I'm actually just going to start him there and have the Vistani be gone. And I already have a way of how he's going to have information of what he's doing. But the reason why I'm starting him there is because I don't want him to feel like he has to do the first city first, like the first little town first. If he wants to go past it, he can. And so I'm starting him there so he doesn't have to do things in order. Or rather, so he doesn't have to at least even travel through that first town. He can just skip it if he really wants to.
It's just like a little gypsy settlement that's kind of like in front of the outside the front gates of the city proper. So
no. That's where your gypsy settlement is.
Right. Okay.
He's not going to be at that gypsy settlement.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be a bit okay.
Yeah. It'll make sense later when we actually do it. I don't want to spoil. But But yeah, so I really have no idea which way he's gonna go or what he's gonna do first, right? Part of why I'm doing it this way is because, like I mentioned before, like I don't want him to feel like he has to do the first city first, and that's because in that first little town, there's like a really tough challenge. That he might want to try to find some allies for first.
Okay.
So I want to give the opportunity to not fail, because one of the things I'm doing for this campaign is that for the first time ever, I am running Curse of Strahd completely unmodified. Which means I am not going to rebalance it, which means it's going to be very fucking deadly.
Yeah.
I think every single time I've ever ran Curse of Strahd, someone would have died in the first session if I didn't modify it.
Oof.
And like someone even then almost died every single time. And this is like with parties of like 4 or 5 players.
Oof.
So, yeah. I am starting him at level 3, so you'll be a little higher level. But
okay.
Still.
Yeah, still. This could be a lot of work for nothing.
Well, the plan is that if the one player dies, I'll have him draw a card from the deck, and whatever character that card pertains to, he will RP that character, and whoever is currently RPing that character will get to make a player character so they can become the new one player.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we'll just keep going until someone beats Strahd. That's the plan, at least.
That's interesting.
So like that, people that joined and were thinking, maybe they wanted to eventually play their own character, well, they might. They might get the chance. So.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Well, hopefully No-Go doesn't just turn it to an NPC on the first fucking session.
What?
Hopefully No-Go doesn't turn it to an NPC the first session.
Yeah, hopefully.
He's gonna completely avoid all combat just to make sure that doesn't happen.
Dude, there's every chance he tries to leave the starting area, and before he even gets to anywhere, he gets jumped by werewolves and gets mauled. There's every chance that happens. There's every chance he just gets killed immediately.
Oh, God.
It's up to random rolls, and I'm not gonna fudge rolls. I'm gonna do everything, like, on screen.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, Anthony brought up another like really incredible thing that happened to your channel, which is that you got like 400 subscribers over the course of like a day because of the there's a McDonald's at the Pentagon cover that wifey did.
Yeah, people really like that. That blew the fuck up.
That blew up. Holy shit. So, the 14.6K curse is finally broken. Well, the crazy thing is, Mr. Bear, is that, like, the main channel, ever since you rebranded the Mercury Manor, you've been bleeding subscribers up until, like, literally last month. Like, it's been, like, you've been bleeding subscribers for, like, a year. Then last month, it finally stopped and started slowly ticking back up again.
Yeah.
And then that short dropped, and it just blew past where it was when you originally rebranded. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild, actually. So
She's really, really happy because she's like over the last like year or so, she's been feeling bad about like the channel because she's stupid and she thinks it's her fault. So this has done great for her because she's like, I did it. I recovered what we lost.
yeah,
Yay!
in one day, because of a
I'm very, very proud of her.
because of a 1 minute short that she spent like maybe like an hour actually like. I mean, it's not a hard song to cover, you know. So like an hour to edit together and do everything,
It was a good song.
you know. So it's like, there you go. Like you never know. You never know. Like the algorithm is a fickle mistress, isn't she?
Yeah, it is. For context, that is now the most viewed anything on the channel, with the sheer exception of the Spanish ad from pre-debut.
Pre-debut for Haven X, yeah, wild.
Yeah, the Haven X like Spanish version of the VTuber introduction that they ran an ad for that absolutely just tore through South America.
It did. Oh man. Well, I mean, and now Pace says she's going to try to do like 2 singing shorts every week. Is going to be her goal.
Yeah, but they've been doing really, really well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, very, very cool, very cool. But there you go. Anything else?
I've been doing more crowd control Skyrim.
Oh god.
Check on my fucking nerves. I had to turn it off.
That's twice now.
I had to turn it off because I like checked on my fucking nerves because I understand. I already didn't feel well. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And we're doing the Soul Cairn. And if you don't know what that is,
I don't know what that is.
It's part of the vampire DLC. All right.
Okay.
For Skyrim. Where you go to the location where souls go when souls are like trapped for like necromancy or whatever, or like conjuring and shit, right? So this is where souls go when they're like used, right? And essentially, that place is entirely really, really dark, high contrast, and you can't really see very far. Like everything looks the same after a certain distance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really fucking disorienting.
Yeah, and it's designed to be that way.
Yes, and most of the objectives in that area are to find things and fetch things.
God.
So, for anyone that doesn't know anything about me, I get really fucking motion sick when there's like dark, high contrast. This is part of why I don't play horror games. The other part is just because I don't really get scared, so it's not really good content. But that aside, a lot of modern games in general, even the ones that aren't horror games, make me motion sick because a lot of modern games have really high contrast and they're chasing that like OLED sort of like visual.
Yeah, it's like color vomit sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's color vomit. Sometimes it is just dark and gloomy, but like games don't have the fucking piss filter anymore. They don't have a gray filter. They don't have a yellow filter. They don't have any like overlying filter. It's all just like
it's just
high contrast colors.
And it's very, like, a lot of cases, it's, like, random and nonsensical. Like, look at Marathon. Like, just the colors of that game are completely random. It's annoying.
But, like, again, like, it's, like... Because, like, I can probably deal with Marathon, maybe. It's typically games that have, like, really dark shadows or, like, dark visuals.
Oh, so, like, Thief games.
Yeah, it's a contrast of, like, bright with, like, dark.
Okay.
That absolutely fucks with my eyes. At least I think that's what it is. I think I've narrowed it down to that because I've noticed that even like a lot of like modern games where like it's like they're not even like horror games or anything like that, or like they don't have like motion blur or anything, they'll still fuck with me, and I think it's the high contrast.
Maybe.
But and I think this is part of why like the games that speak to me that I love are games like Skyrim, which has like a gray filter over it, and Dark Souls 2, which has a gray filter over it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel like most Souls likes have some kind of like a gray filter over them. They're they have very pastel color palettes.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is the one that has like a notorious like just everything is gray.
Yeah.
Which I love. because it's easy on my eyeballs. But anyways, so aside from the area being a dark, high contrast visual area, right? You have to find things. And another thing that I fucking hate is finding things without markers. Because when I'm like frantically looking around for something and I'm struggling to find it, that starts to make me feel sick.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me like a weird claustrophobia to be like looking around closely at things while like trying to like scan every detail to try to find a particular thing and then not finding it.
Yeah.
It makes me bleh. So, two things that make me absolutely sick are basically what this entire fucking map is designed on.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, I hate it. And chat was doing everything in their fucking power to make me be there for as long as fucking humanly possible. It got to the point where I was missing one thing. I was like, I just gotta find this one thing, and then I'm done, and then I'm out of here. And they kept like summoning shit, or they kept trying to kill me, or they kept trying to take my fucking weapons. It kept trying to do everything, and I was like, chat, I'm gonna fucking lose it, chat. I'm feeling like, as a matter of fact, I'm losing it. I'm done. And so I just turned it off. I was like, I'll turn it back on once I'm out of this fucking shithole, and then you guys can do whatever the fuck you guys want. So that's what I did. And the first thing they did was kill me. Which,
there you go.
You know.
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, exactly. Sure.
I was okay with that. I also ended up having to fucking restart the game a couple times because she just kept fucking killing me during a fucking cutscene. And when you respawn, if you die during that cutscene, it breaks the fucking like character that's supposed to trigger the cutscene. So I had to close the game and fucking reopen it.
You also got death looped. Remember when you got death looped? Like
I did get death looped.
Yeah, and Brother Doom saved your ass by teleporting you.
He did. If only you could slap people across the internet. Real.
If you could slightly whiplash people with a mallet, yeah.
And then at the very end, I don't know what happened. The game kept like closing on itself. It wasn't like giving me like a crash report. It wasn't saying like, oh, the game crashed or oh, the game froze or nothing like that. It wasn't freezing. It was just like I'm playing, and it's gone. It's like someone just pressed the X button on like a window and it's just gone.
God, doesn't even come up with like a crash report or anything. It's just gone.
No, nothing. It was just gone. And that just kept happening. It kept happening. So I was like, all right, well, it's time for my wife to be home anyway. So
yeah,
I guess I'm here, and hopefully next time this doesn't happen. I have a theory, and my theory is that it's the cow's fault.
It might be.
I think they've summoned so many cows that
they broke the cow counter or something.
Yeah. I think that the game has a universal maximum for cows, and I think if they hit that maximum,
I never finished Skyrim. I'm gonna have to stream that at some point. But well,
so that was you approach the same area. It could be that. It kept happening while I was trying to fight a dragon. I guess I was hiding behind the same pillar every time. Maybe it was that.
Maybe. It's hard to know.
You're welcome. Thank you, Max. Maxwell. Thank you, Anthony. I don't know why I said your last name. So, hello, my love. Anyways, what do you got? So
what do I got? What did I do? I did a speed run, a successful speed run of Resident Evil Requiem on my channel.
Wow.
I started and finished the game in the stream. I guess so it was like a 3.5 hour long stream, basically. And I got two big achievements. I got the complete the game in under 4 hours achievement, and I got the don't use the blood harvester achievement. So I got both of those, which gave me a fuck ton of collection points or whatever they're called. And I was able I was able to purchase the infinite ammo perk, as well as like unique weapons, like a carbine, like an automatic carbine rifle for Leon, and a machine pistol for Grace. And so with like those weapons plus the Requiem fucking hand cannon and infinite ammo, I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be much of an issue to get through the insanity difficulty playthrough. And from there, it's just quick little mop up trophies, basically. And so I'll have that platinum really soon. And then I'm just going to talk about gaming, and then I'll talk about real life. What else? Play more GTA, but nothing like eventful. I'm just making progress, whatever. Same with Yakuza. And then, what else? I'm trying to think. I could swear I did something else. I can't remember what, though. Oh, that's right. I've been playing Crimson Desert. Which is what I expected it to be. Which is essentially a single player, like, chill the hell out and just kind of run around exploring single player MMO. That's what it is. Because that's what it was. It was originally developed as an MMO. And then they, like 10 to 20% into the development process, they were like, you know what? Let's make this a single player game. And that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a single player MMO. That's exactly.
So it just feels like an MMO, but you're the only person there.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I expected it to be. And that's what it is. And I am enjoying it. It's not the greatest game ever or anything like that. It's just like, I have enjoyed just like at night just putting on like Japanese 80s city pop for like 2 or 3 hours and just vibe exploring, doing things in Crimson Desert over the last several days. So there you go. And I do think the people who are having like too much trouble with like the tutorial puzzle and are blaming the quote unquote, they call it illogical. I think that you're just too accustomed to yellow paint. Honestly, the game does not hold your hand at all. But like even during the initial puzzle, it's like, you know, you have to open this gate at the back, and then you do these certain things, and it's like you say like, oh, this thing is glowing with this, you know, it's energized with the blue cube thingy, and it's like, okay, that one isn't being energized over there, and there's a blue cubey thingy floating in the air, and I just got access to like a ghost hand that I can fling out and grab a thing and move it around. It's like, it's kind of obvious that you have to like use that ability that you just got to grab the floaty thingy and bring it over to the inactivated cube and activate it, you know? And then once you do that, the next step is to you have to grab another floaty thingy and put it into a certain place. And you put it in place, and it literally shows like a memory of a person, like a ghost of a person pushing that thing into place. And you also just got access to it's like a palm strike that pushes things, you know? So it's like, it's really obvious you're supposed to grab the thingy with the hand power, move it into place, and then palm strike it to push it. And then that activates the gate. And then it says, you know, climb to the middle of the gate and, you know, and push on the gate in order to open it. And you literally climb on the gate. And when you're like on a cliff, you have like, you can do like little attacks on the cliff, and one of them is literally like the palm strike. You know what I mean? And so you climb halfway up, you palm strike the door, and it opens, and you're good. Like that. That's the first puzzle. Like it gives you everything you need to complete the puzzle. And so anybody who's like complaining that the first puzzle is too hard, it doesn't have good logic, is just retarded. Like, I'm sorry, you're just a retard. Like it gives you all of the tools that you need, like right before the puzzle. And it even shows you with fucking ghosts, like where shit needs to go. And then it tells you with the text what you need to do. It's like, yeah, it doesn't tell you, you know, climb to the middle of the gate and then use your palm strike ability at the middle of the gate. It just says push the gate. So it's like, if you need that level of hand holding, like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? So there are some flaws. Like the controls are really kind of a pain. Like you gain access to all these skills, and every skill has like a unique like button combination to push. Like if you want to do a shield bash, you have to like hold down the shield bash button and then double tap X. If you want to do a double knee strike, you have to hold down the L1 button and then double tap triangle. If you want to do the big sword slash thing, you hit the L1 and L2 or R1 and R2 at the same time. If you want to do this move, you have to hold this button and that button at the same time. And it gets really overwhelming to like remember all of these button combinations, especially when you're in the middle of combat. But with practice, you do get better at it. And they did say in a Twitter post that they're going to work on trying to improve the controls a bit to make it a little bit easier to execute on. But I do think that's a fair criticism. People are saying it's next to impossible to play with a keyboard and mouse because like the button combinations are so convoluted. So it's like, wait, to pull off this move, I have to combine press like R and J, and this other move, I have to combine T and U, and B and H. It's like, fuck, like nobody can remember this shit. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous. So they're working on that. I know that. And it does have a bit of jank to it, but it's tolerable jank. It's like the kind of jank that you see in like Rise of the Ronin. So it has jank that you can easily work with. But other than that, I'm having a fun time just kind of picking a place that I haven't been to yet and then just going there and finding out what's there. So anyway, I remember Helmsman of the Bird. Oh, don't. Damn. Mikey calling me out. Oh, man. I had a lot of fun with Resident Evil 7 struggling through the birthday cake puzzle.
What's that?
Oh, it's like you get stuck in Resident Evil 7. You get stuck in this room. You get like captured and thrown into this room. You have to escape the room, and it requires you to like do a bunch of things in sequence. And like I remember like not having a good time remembering the sequence. So so I would like accidentally do things out of sequence and then kill myself. It's like, damn it. Chat was giving me shit for it, but man, good times. But right now, as of 8 a.m. this morning, my parents have left to go on their second cruise of their extended winter vacation. When they get back, they're going to be here for like one more week, and then they're leaving back home. But it's just me and Archie and their dog for like the next 10 days. So I got to take care of the doggo. But the house is nice and quiet. So, because neither of them are particularly rambunctious. Like Archie definitely cat naps in the afternoon. Like he's always sleeping when I'm doing this show. And then the puppy, he just sits on top of the couch and just chills out the whole time. So they're very low maintenance.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I get the house to myself again. My own house to myself. Who'd have thunk it? And then almost finished building the barbecue pad in my backyard. I guess got to lay down a few more bricks, and I've got to lay down the grout. So I'm going to try to get some of that done, actually, while my parents are gone. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's been my week pretty much. Things are picking up again at work, which is good. It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy, dude. I've had so little work to do at my job recently that I was like, I actually had to like dust off the cobwebs because somebody like requested some stuff, and I was like, fuck, I forgot where that stuff is. Because I haven't accessed it in such a long time. But anyway, well, with that, are we ready to get into the news?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first, I want to get some somber news out of the way first. So, let me see here. Let me share my screen with you. Let me do that first. Do that. And then... here. And bloop, there we go. So, it happened. Chuck Norris has gone to meet his maker. Or maybe not meet. Maybe Chuck Norris is the one guy who goes to train his maker. But yeah, Chuck Norris has died in Hawaii, aged 86. So he died Thursday morning in Hawaii, according to the family. That it is with heavy hearts that our family shares the sudden passing of our beloved Chuck Norris yesterday, Thursday morning. I would like to keep
Chuck Norris has traveled to the afterlife to train with Jesus. It's the only way he can ascend any further in his skills.
It's like he finally has the opportunity to teach Jesus like the perfect roundhouse kick. So it says, while we would like to keep the circumstances private, please know that he was surrounded by his family and was at peace. Yeah, so like he had like a medical emergency like a few days ago. Okay, he was hospitalized on emergency, and then he died in the hospital surrounded by friends and family like a couple of days after that. So he lived with faith, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to the people he loved. Chuck was hospitalized either Wednesday or Thursday, and it seemed sudden because a source who had spoken with Chuck Wednesday said he had been working out and was in an upbeat, jovial mood. Norris is best remembered for his martial arts and action movie roles in the 1980s and for portraying Texas Ranger Cordell Walker in the CBS TV show Walker, Texas Ranger in the 1990s. Norris was likely out of acting for the past few decades, except for a few minor roles in movies like Expendables 2 in 2012. Norris had a black belt in several martial arts, received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1989, and became an actual Texas Ranger in 2010. Chuck and Bruce Lee famously had a close relationship for years, training together in the mid-60s. They both starred in the 1972 film The Way of the Dragon, which was like, I think Chuck Norris' like big Hollywood debut.
Yeah.
In recent years, he lost several loved ones, including his mother dying in 2024 and his first wife, Diana Holchek, passing away this last December. We saw him just days ago at a social media post on March 10th, his 86th birthday, beating up an opponent in Hawaii, declaring, "I don't age, I level up." So this is him, like, just a few days before he was hospitalized. Even though he hadn't been acting, Chuck maintained relevance on social media, where fans still share tons of memes about his legendary toughness. Born in Oklahoma in 1940, Norris served in the U.S. Air Force between 1958 and 62. Norris married twice in his life. He had 5 children, including actor Mike Norris and NASCAR driver Eric Norris. And he was 86 years old. R.I.P. And I just wanted to highlight like how fucking tough this guy was. I found a couple Twitter posts that kind of just go into it. He had a 183 10-2 record and was a 6-time world champion in full contact bare knuckle karate. On top of that, he beat heavyweight kickboxing world champion Joe Louis 3 consecutive times, and also had a brutal sparring match with undefeated kickboxing world champion Bill Superfoot Wallace that lasted an hour and a half. According to Wallace, they practically stalemated and beat the crap out of each other. Chuck was trained in kickboxing and slash boxing by Betty the Jet Urquidez, and was also trained in BJJ by the Gracies and Mikados for 20 years, even being able to submit Carlos Mikado himself on occasion. Chuck had a 315 bench press at 180-pound body weight, and was said to have a grip back in the day that nobody could escape from because he was so strong. Even Jean-Claude Van Damme said he'd never fight Chuck Norris despite being a kickbox world champion himself. Chuck held a 10th degree black belt in Chunkudo, a 9th degree black belt in Tang Sudo, an 8th degree black belt in Taekwondo, a 5th degree black belt in Karate, a 3rd degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and a black belt in Judo. Like, god dang. And this is just basically the same thing, but summarized a little bit more. Like, this guy was the real fucking deal. You know, just... So yeah, this guy was like a true American badass. And then of course there's the memes. And I just found a nice little summary here. He breathed air 5 times a day. He didn't sleep. He waited. He counted to infinity twice. He spoke in Braille. A cobra bit him, and the cobra died. The darkness was afraid of him. He killed.
The spoken Braille got me.
He killed 2 stones with 1 bird. He clapped with 1 hand. He made fire with ice. R.I.P. Chuck Norris. So, yeah. The legend has passed on, chat. May he be fondly remembered. This is the guy those fake kung fu masters wish they were. Oh man. Wasn't there was a guy in China who was like more of an MMA guy, and he literally like dedicated his life traveling around China, basically beating the crap out of and calling bullshit on all these like kung fu masters that claim to like be like the best fighters in the world and stuff like that, and the biggest masters of kung fu. And he would just go in and like challenge them, and he would just fucking destroy them, to the point where he was damaging the integrity and the reputation of the martial art form. And China started taking away all kinds of like social credit points from him, so he couldn't travel by train and stuff like that. But he wouldn't stop, to the point where he was riding a bicycle across the country and shit like that to fight these people, because like he's like, you're not gonna stop me from calling bullshit on these people. Oh man, Mad Dog, or so, I can't remember exactly his name. It was something. Yeah, it was Mad Dog or something like that. But I think Count Dankula did a Mad Lads video about him. But yeah, fucking legend. But anyway, yeah, R.I.P. Chuck Norris. That's all I have for Chuck Norris. My introduction to Chuck Norris was actually through the movie Sidekicks, and sometime like I guess Walker Texas Ranger. I never really watched the show, but I knew that it was like the Chuck Norris show. You know what I mean? But like my first time like really like seeing it was at the movie Sidekicks. But yeah. There you go. R.I.P. Chuck Norris. Pour one out for Chuck, chat. Okay. Now, let's move on from the somber news, and let's move into the amazing news. Okay. Do you know who Afroman is?
No.
Okay. So Pay wifey knows who Afroman is. And Pay and I have been like talking about how much we love Afroman, like just between me and her, because we don't. I told Pay, do not tell Rosa about Afroman. Don't say anything about it, because I wanted you to learn all about Afroman cold here on the show.
Extreme.
Yes,
okay.
I did. Yeah, so you know nothing about this guy. Okay, so Afroman, yeah, exactly. Typing Afroman, it's like everyone's like new like American hero, basically. So the story goes essentially is that Afroman is an independent rapper, okay, and he had the police raid his house because he was like. He supposedly had like drugs and illegal weapons and all kinds of shit like in his house. And so the police did a raid on his house, and they found fucking nothing. Totally clear. Okay. But in the process, they fucking destroyed this dude's house. Okay. And so, as a result of this police raid on his house, he dedicated his rap career to creating rap songs and music videos and entire albums mocking the police officers who raided his house.
Okay, that's based.
Okay? And he did this so much that the police officers ended up suing him for defamation. Okay? And that's where our story is going to start today. Okay? Because the clips that have come from this trial are probably some of the funniest clips since, like, remember like those funny clips from the Johnny Depp trial where they were like questioning Johnny about like weird sexual shit that would happen in the bedroom, and he would kind of like, in a very comedic way, kind of like answer the questions, and he really like got like people on his side because he took it in stride and made it funny. Yeah. It's funnier than that. Probably some of the funniest shit I've ever seen come out of a courtroom. Let's start with his lawyer.
Nobody looks at Lil Wayne's song Pussy Monster and says there's a monster in that song. Comedian. He exaggerates for the sake of entertainment. The same thing I knew when I was watching Johnny Carson, The Late Night Show, and SNL, Saturday Night Live, with my grandfather when I was a kid. That's all entertainment. They make fun of everybody for entertainment.
In my opinion, I fucked his wife doggy style. Said it like they were facts.
Some of it was funny, some of it wasn't. Some of his jokes, like those of Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, some of them are not tasteful, but they're still jokes. It's tasteful. Not everybody likes all music. There's some songs I hate. I think we can find plenty of people that find songs they do not like. Is a rapper and comedian. It's what. Look at the song by NWA. What they call it? Fuck the police. It's a social commentary on personal effect. Terry, print me a couple songs, rap songs. Carly B. I find it bad to say what WAP means.
Who the fuck is Carly?
But then again, I'm not the audience for this, and I know that.
Okay, first off.
Okay. So that's him making the argument that basically the songs are just their entertainment, right? Because that's what he got sued for. He got sued for defamation because he was basically saying, well, here, you know what? I'm not gonna ruin it for you. This is one of the officers saying that one of the songs was the reason that his wife left him.
What did she say exactly that this played into the divorce?
She was tired of hearing about it. People asking her, was her husband a thief? And how could he do something like this?
Has Mr. Foreman's posts about Sean or any of the general posts about...
So this is the now ex-wife. So
okay.
So the officer claimed that the song where Afroman claims that he is fucking the officer's wife, i.e. this woman, is the reason that she left the officer. And then the only witness that Afroman called to the stand was the ex-wife.
That's so funny.
And this is the testimony of the ex-wife.
The Adams County Sheriff's Department as a whole affected your life any at all?
No.
So the posts never affected your life, never affected your marriage?
No.
Sean, she's a Sean, grooms, girls, high on shrooms, drops, his fruit of the looms, and cheap, hotel room. Then he bang, bang, ding, ding, dong, fucks him with brooms. Sean Grooms. On my head, he placed a bounty, cause I named him the Hunchback of Adams County. What do you call a cop that stop crackhead when and then make them drop their panties? So a pig can squeal the penis plea deal. Pulls over a broad and say, we can do this the hard or the hard way. Easy way is the hard way. Sean's fucking crackheads all day. Sean Grooms, I understand. I'm Afro, also a man. Just like you, I cheated on my wife. Just like you, I fucked up my life. Unlike you, I take accountability, but you don't have the ability. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrooms. Blame me for his divorce. Hotel room. But his ex-wife Rhonda said he was having too much intercourse. Hotel room. Sean Grooms, girls high on shrooms. Isn't that Adams County cops. Hotel room. He has sex on duty. High on shrooms. With every drug addict he stops.
Touch me, man.
You never sought a protective order against your ex-husband, did you?
Yes, I did when we divorced. The divorce, yes. I had a restraining order.
Did you got a restraining order?
Yes, I did.
So that's the song. And then that wasn't the only one. This is the guy who actually basically fucked up the entire defamation case on the stand because he admitted that he didn't know if Afroman was indeed fucking his wife.
That's so funny.
And in order for it to be defamation, it has to be objectively false.
Untrue, yeah, as in false.
Yeah, exactly. And so him saying he doesn't know completely killed his case in the middle of the witness testimony.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement, is that he said he had sex with your wife?
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light?
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
I'll get to that. We have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
So right there, he killed his case. He doesn't even realize it. He doesn't realize that he just killed his suit right there by saying he doesn't know.
That's so funny.
You don't know if your wife's cheating on you or not?
You want to go there?
No, I just want to ask that question because you said we don't know. I just
Been with
need
that
the answer.
woman since middle school.
I know.
I would hope she wouldn't. But you know what? Once somebody puts it out there for their fun and entertainment, it's out there. And it's a problem.
So it's something we cannot verify the truth of?
See,
Call your wife to the stand, bro.
he's now realizing what the lawyer has done. As this is the face that of him realizing that he fucked up.
Is it a thing that can be verified, true or false?
Ask your client.
See, he doesn't. He fucked his case.
Imagine having the same girl since middle school, and you can't be like, no, my wife would never.
Right? Yeah.
Like, if you're really so uncertain, call her to the stand. You seem to be more mad at his wife than Afroman? I mean, yeah, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Man's like, like when someone puts it out there for their, for entertainment, it's like, well, are you accepting it?
Okay, so this is the song in question, by the way, made by the great and wonderful Afroman. So Afroman, what he did is he made music videos of all of these songs, and a ton of the footage in the background of these music videos is footage from his own CCTV cameras capturing the raid that happened.
That's so funny.
Randy Walters is the son of a bitch. Yeah, that's why I fucked his wife and got filthy rich. It's my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. Fix my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. Fix my dough. Stop stealing my dough. Stop disconnecting my video. Fix my dough.
Anyway, yeah, so like part of this raid is they saw like at least some of the CCTV cameras, and they actually unplugged them, and they stole a bunch of fucking cash out of his house.
I see.
And he has like video of it happening. So he's like working in all of this shit into his music videos. And then the trial has come to a close. So they reached the final hearing where they're announcing the verdict and stuff like that. But before that verdict was announced, before that trial session happened, he released one last music video. Oh wait.
Oh, she was releasing music while the trial was
Yes,
happening.
he was releasing music while it was happening. So this is the last one. This is the last one that he. And I want to play. It's 3.5 minutes. So I just want to let it play the whole thing because it's a cover of like an old song that isn't copyright, so it should be fine. Like there is an advantage to being small and not monetized yet, chat, and that is you don't have to worry a whole lot about copyright. It'll bite us in the ass and probably get our channel deleted once we hit 500 subscribers and we get monetized. But until then, chat. But this is the music video he released right before his final court hearing.
Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. They vandalized my property, my money came up short. They disconnect my cameras because they are a poor sport. They're the predators and the victims, and they're suing me in court. My proof's on the internet. Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. Brian Newland is a flag. William is a pedophile. If I'm telling folks the truth, how come I have to go to trial? Newland sexting kids, that's true. Now he's stealing my money too. My proof's on the internet. Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. Tasha Chamblin is a confidential informant. Roy Gabbard is the judge that signs fictitious warrant. This whole situation is totally their fault. Don't rape me, don't get videoed and caught. Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. Prosecutor David Kelly turned to jelly when they fell. Coward ran to Arizona so he wouldn't catch the hell. Kimmy tried to dodge us, Rogers tried to retire and dip like a rat leaving a sinking ship. Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. All you crooked cops in the world that's doing wrong, you better stop, you crooked cop, before I put you in a song. Make your family and your friends laugh out loud and sing along. My proof's on the internet. Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman is gonna screw ya. The proof's on the internet. You think they gonna buy this shit, man?
Fucking legend.
Oh, I love it.
And as a result, what was the verdict? He won! Rapper Afroman wins lawsuit against police over mocking their 2022 raid and viral music videos. The Grammy-nominated rapper Afroman won a defamation lawsuit filed by 7 Ohio sheriff's deputies who sued him over music videos in which he used his home's security footage to mock the raid of his home. We did it, America. Yeah, we did it. Freedom of speech. Right on, right on. The 51-year-old rapper-born Joseph Foreman shouted outside the courthouse after the Wednesday evening verdict. He later posted the clip to social media. I will show that to you right now. Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah!
Thank God.
Yeah! We did it, America! Yeah! We did it! Freedom of speech! Right on! Right on! Yeah! God bless America! Yeah! Power to the people! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Yeah.
I want to turn that into like the yeah. That needs to be a fucking like a redeem. Yeah, every time someone subs. Yeah. Oh my God. Someone please isolate that part of the clip for us. Can someone in chat do that? That would be amazing if you could do that for us. The case tested the limits of parody and the licensed artists can take in social commentary directed at public figures. The deputies collectively sought nearly $4 million in damages. No reasonable person would expect a police officer not to be criticized. They've been called names before. Defense lawyer David Osborne said in closing arguments for the rapper and comedian known for his breakout 2000 hit "Because I Got High." Yeah, he wrote "Because I Got High."
Wait, that's him?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's him. There's another song that he made called "Lemon Pound Cake," about one of the female police officer who was a part of it. The Adams County deputies said that they were publicly harassed over the viral videos, which were viewed more than 3 million times on YouTube. The videos show rifle-wielding deputies busting down Afroman's door, searching his shoes and suit pockets, and hungrily eyeing a cake on the kitchen table, inspiring one song's title, "Lemon Pound Cake." In other music videos, Afroman took aim at the deputies' personal lives and called them crooked cops because of $400 that went missing in the raid. Police officers shouldn't be stealing civilians' money, the rapper testified this week. This whole thing is an outrage. In court, wearing a red, white, and blue American flag suit, he defended his work on First Amendment grounds and said that he issued the diss tracks to cover damages from the raid, including a broken gate and front door. No charges were filed over the 2022 raid, which the warrant said was part of a drug and kidnapping investigation. In his testimony, he said he had the right to tell his friends and fans what police had done. He had the raid traumatized his children, then 10 and 12. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't have wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names, Foreman said. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system, and there would be no songs, nothing. The lyrics of "Will you help me repair my door?" address the police directly. Did you find what you were looking for? Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You could take as much as you want to take. There must be a big mistake. The video slows down, showing an officer holding a gun next to a cake stand in Afroman's kitchen. Then he raps, "The warrant said narcotics and kidnapping. Are you kidding? I make my money rapping. And you cooking crops need to stop it. There are no kidnapping victims in my suit pockets." As the video shows the officer searching his closet. The deputies in their testimony said the songs ridiculed them. Deputy Lisa Phillips said that the rapper created a derogatory music video that questioned her gender and sexuality. By the way, I have that. I forgot to play it. They played the song in the courtroom, and she started crying during the song.
Hear that? The sound of regret.
deadpan staring at her. He's grooving.
Oh yeah, he is. He's like, yeah, that's what's up.
Look at him. He's like lipping the lyrics because he knows them. Anyway, you get that happened. So Sergeant Randy Waters said that his child had been hazed at school over Afroman's posts and came home crying. Where in the world is it okay to make something up for fun that's damaging to others when you know for sure it's an absolute lie, he asked. Afroman's lawyer, in closing argument, said it was not unusual for artists engaged in social commentary to exaggerate. Robert Klinger, representing the deputy, said that Afroman lied about the 7 brave deputy sheriffs for the past 3 years. Even if somebody does something to you that hurts you, that you think is wrong, like a search warrant execution that you think is unfair, that doesn't justify telling intentional lies designed to hurt people. But he literally showed the video proof of what he was saying in the videos in the background of the videos.
Yeah.
Afroman lives in Winchester, about 50 miles outside of Cincinnati. So that's the story. And I do have a quick summarization from Count Dankula, who did an amazing summary of it. Cops raid Afroman's house for bullshit reasons. Steal money, break his door, fuck his house up. No criminality found whatsoever. No charges at all pressed on Afroman. Afroman spends the next 3 years making songs that make fun of all the officers involved by name, even using footage of the raid from his own CCTV cameras. Songs had titles like Randy Walters is a son of a bitch and Lick 'em Low Lisa, accusing one of the officers of being a lesbian and sleeping with the other officers' wives. That's the song that we heard just recently, by the way. During the raid, one officer looked like he was about to eat some lemon pound cake sitting on Afroman's counter. Afroman made a whole album calling the officer fat. The cops get mad and file a lawsuit for defamation. Afroman turns up to court in a whole American flag suit. Officers performatively mauled and cry while listening to the songs, really trying to oversell how badly the songs upset them. One officer was suing because Afroman made a whole song about him saying he was fucking the officer's wife. When the officer was asked if Afroman was really fucking his wife, he said, "I don't know," nuking his own case and establishing that there is a non-zero chance that Afroman might actually be fucking his wife. As his only witness for the trial, Afroman brought a deputy's ex-fucking wife. The jury ruled completely in favor of Afroman. And that is the saga of Afroman.
Oh, shit.
It's one of the most amazing things that has ever happened in an American courtroom is the trial of Afroman. What a fucking legend.
Legendary.
In a world of in a week or so of nothing but dog shit news, this is like the one fucking shining beacon on a hill of a fucking on the hill of our justice system. It's just like the one good thing in news that really happened this week. Godspeed to you, Afroman. My dog is freaking out. He just sees somebody in the window. It's fine. We got this guy instead of a bomb. Can you imagine? Anyway. Hang on. I need to go check on my dog. One sec. I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, I do hear barking. I do hear barking. I hear the howls. If you got this guy instead of Obama, I wish. Man, that's funny. That's funny. No one does retarded legal system commenting call like the USA. Yes, sir. Funniest thing is that in court they were reading lyrics so seriously, even so serious, even though it was funny. Yeah, that shit is funny. I was like listening to like the fucking.
I am back, but I do need to, I want to take the dog out for just like a minute. So could you hold down the? Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Jack. I am Dr. Jack. He has one where there's a line where he bangs the daughter of a KKK leader. That's funny. Rosa has no idea how to entertain people on the internet. I don't. I'm bad at this. Are you Rosa? Colts or something? That's me. I'm
I'm
Rosa
back.
Codal. Rosa Coatl.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. So those are like the two big stories that I wanted to cover, honestly. So let's get into the more random nonsense that's happened over the last week. I gotta switch tabs, so sit tight. Or switch windows, I mean. I need to... Hang on. I don't want to do that. I want to... do that. Save that. Close. It's a process, chat. It's a process. Bring this one up. Come over here. Come over here. Do this. No, that's not what. There we go. That. That. Okay. And then I guess you need to switch over on OBS side. Go. And then this one. Go. And then I got to share my screen with you, which is the last step. Boom.
Okay.
All right.
I see.
Let us continue. Do the UK baby burner hospital heat story? If you send me a story about it, I can cover it, Red Wolf. Can I peek at my DMs? 1 second. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Cool. All right, we're ready. Sorry, had to deal with a couple of administrative stuff in the background chat. Okay, let's talk literal. Okay, yeah. You need to go off chat to do it. Do what you need to do. If you could send me, because I don't have the ability to hunt around for it. But if you send me an article, I can find it. And you can either DM it to me, or if you post it on, I don't know if you're in my Discord, Red Wolf. If you're in my Discord, there is a thread under the main deck channel called, Foxhole Stories or something or other. You can post it in there, or you can just post it into the WTF podcast on the Close Collective Discord. I know you're in that one, but either way, if you get it to me, I'll cover it. Okay, grandmother jailed for 6 months after an AI error linked her to a crime and a state she had never even visited. The charges were later dismissed after bank records showed that she was in Tennessee at the time. How does it take 6 months to figure this out? That's like the immediate, what the fuck? So, a Tennessee grandmother spent nearly 6 months behind bars after artificial intelligence facial recognition software wrongly identified her as a suspect in a bank fraud case in North Dakota, a state she says she had never even visited. Angela Lips, that sounds like a porn star name, 50.
That is not a porn star name.
Doesn't it? was arrested at her home last summer and extradited more than 1,200 miles to Fargo to face criminal charges tied to what police described as an organized fraud scheme. It was so scary, I could still see it in my head over and over again, Lips told WDay News. Authorities later dismissed the case after bank records showed that she was in Tennessee at the time the crimes were allegedly committed. But by then, she had spent nearly 6 months in jail. And because she was unable to pay bills while behind bars, she lost her home, her car, and her dog. Dude. Oh my God. This is the kind of shit that would make me go full me hire. You know? Fucking, you know, the killdozer guy? Yeah. That's the... Remember, chat, all it takes is one very, 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 very bad day. And hers lasted 6 months. So the fact that she hasn't done some kind of vengeance thing is actually kind of incredible to me. Lips, a grandmother of 5, said that the entire ordeal upended her life. She was babysitting 4 children on July 14th when a team of U.S. Marshals arrested her at gunpoint. She was booked into her local county jail as a fugitive from justice in North Dakota. But Lips says that she had never been to North Dakota or even on an airplane. Wow, she's never even been on a plane? Wow, okay. Her travel was limited to neighboring states within driving distance. I've never been to North Dakota. I don't know anyone from North Dakota, Lips said. Lips remained in a Tennessee jail for nearly 4 months while extradition proceedings played out. Because she was classified as a fugitive, she said she was held without bail. During that time, she learned North Dakota authorities had charged her with 4 counts of unauthorized use of personal identifying information and 4 counts of theft. To challenge the charges, she would have had to travel to North Dakota. According to documents obtained by WDay News, the investigation began in April and May of 2025 as detectives were investigating multiple bank fraud incidents. Surveillance footage showed a woman using a fake U.S. Army military ID to withdraw tens of thousands of dollars from bank accounts. To identify the suspect, Fargo police ran the surveillance image through facial recognition software. The system returned a match, Angela Lips. Court documents show the detective working the case then reviewed Lips' social media accounts and Tennessee driver's license photo. The detective wrote in the documents that Lips appeared to match the suspect based on facial features, body type, hairstyle, and hair color. Lips told WDay that investigators at Fargo never contacted her before seeking charges. Lips was packed up from the Tennessee jail on October 30th, 108 days after her arrest. The next day, she appeared in a North Dakota courtroom for the first time. That is insane. Whatever happened to a right to a speedy trial? You didn't see the inside of a courtroom until 108 days, after over 100 days from being in jail? That's
insane.
That's fucking ridiculous. They did that shit to the J6ers, by the way. But anyway, her appointed attorney, Jay Greenwood, obtained Lips' financial records, which showed, he said, that she was more than 1,200 miles away in Tennessee during the alleged crimes. Around the same time she's depositing Social Security checks, she is buying cigarettes at a gas station. Around the same time, she is buying a pizza. She is using a Cash App to buy an Uber Eats, Greenwood said. On December 19th, Fargo police interviewed her for the first time at the Cass County Jail. 5 days later, on Christmas Eve, prosecutors dismissed the case and Lips was released. But it left Lips stranded in Fargo in the middle of winter. God. So they basically opened the prison and just let her just walk out. They didn't even... Man. This is like in North Dakota in winter time too. It's fucking cold. I had my summer clothes on, no coat. It was so cold outside, snow on the ground, scared. I wanted out, but I didn't know what I was going to do, how I was going to get home, she said. Local defense attorneys stepped in to help, giving Lips money for a hotel room and food for the holidays. Adam Martin, founder of the Fargo-based F5 project, then drove Lips to Chicago so she could travel home to Tennessee. Lips said that she still feels the damage from the incident and claims no one from the Fargo Police Department has apologized. I'm just glad it's over. I'll never go back to North Dakota, she said. Yeah, I don't blame you. Fargo police said that the bank fraud investigation remains open and no arrests have been made. Man, I bet the actual fucking perp is happy that there's a doppelganger of her out there, taking all the fucking heat for her. Damn. Lips's arrest is the 8th documented wrongful arrest in the United States tied to a facial recognition, according to IBS Times. Without additional verification, critics warn, a single algorithmic match can have life-altering consequences. See, that's just such bullshit. Like, they don't just like imprison her for, over 100 days, but she also loses like basically everything in that process, and they don't do a goddamn thing to restitute any of it as restitution. You know what I mean? They just dump her out in front of the police station in the freezing cold and say "fucking see ya." It's like, that's just fucking cruel. That's cruelty right there. It's like those weird stories of like the ICE agents who are like dropping off people, but they don't drop them off at their residence, which they know where the residence is. They drop them off at like a gas station that's like a few miles away from the residence for some reason and shit like that. It's like, why? Why not just drive them home? Like, the fuck are you doing? It's stupid. So, have you lived in Fargo? That poor woman had her 8th Amendment right violated. Oh God, I don't know what the 8th Amendment is. What's the 8th Amendment? 8th Amendment. Prohibits the federal government from imposing excessive bail, excessive fines, or cruel and unusual punishments. Oh, that's the joke. It's the one against cruel and unusual punishment. Being in Fargo. Ah, got it, Bear. It's scary how AI is seen as infallible by authorities. We are getting close to the world in Minority Report. Oh God, I think Minority Report is more accurate than AI is. and Minority Report wasn't even AI. It was precognitive fucking milk people. I'd rather have that than the AI. There's a lot of AI remorse right now too. It's weird because like there's a bunch of companies like that are like Amazon is currently in the process of like replacing like a fuck ton of their employees with robots. So there's like a bunch of companies that are like embracing AI and like leaning into it, and there's also companies who are like, yeah, this was a mistake, we're getting out of it, we want to rehire people. It's weird. 8th Amendment is England for a tweet. You're right. The whole of England. Yeah. The moment you step foot on English shores, you are just your 8th Amendment rights are getting just violated every second. The show Fargo is accurate. Yeah, probably. Have I heard about the Unknown Worlds and Crafton lawsuit to do with Subnautica 2? I have heard that. We're not covering that here though. The long and short of it. Do you know what's going on with the Subnautica 2 stuff?
No.
Okay, don't worry about it then. It doesn't matter. But yeah, this is scary shit when a fucking AI basically gives them the go ahead to ruin your life when you're completely innocent like this. Like, who knows? Like, literally any of us could just have fucking cops show up and arrest us and ruin our lives because some AI fucked up on facial recognition. It's like, God damn it. That's that story. Let's see. We have an impalement. So a 15-year-old kid was impaled on like an iron rod fence post by police.
Where?
This was in Suffolk.
Oh.
Yeah. So the mother of a teenager whose chin was impaled on a fence while being confronted by police. Man, he got the fucking bad guy from fucking Hot Fuzz treatment. You remember that flick where like the bad guy, he slips on like a toy car and like he lands on the model of the city hall, and like the tower impales him through the bottom of the chin and out his mouth. I think it's kind of lame. Huh?
What year is that movie from?
Oh gosh, it's I don't know actually. More than 10. 2007. 2007. But let's see. Rocco Kirkpatrick was with friends at the first light festival, Losoft, on the 21st of June when he was pulled away from a crowd by Suffolk police officers. While being restrained near a spiked metal fence, Rocco, who was 15, had a serious injury to the underside of his chin, which left him needing plastic surgery. Jade Kirkpatrick, who had seen CCTV footage of the restraining incident, said that officers nearly killed him, but an internal investigation ruled that the injury was not caused by officers using unlawful or excessive force. It's like, if you watch the video, which I cannot show on YouTube, it is very obvious that it was caused by the police. The Independent Office for Police Conduct said it would review Suffolk's police handling of the family's complaint. This is a classic case of we have investigated ourselves and find we have done nothing wrong. That's what this is. The incident happened between 2130 and 2200 on Cliff Road near the seafront as officers attempted to de-escalate rising tensions at the event. According to a report from the police force's own standards department, the festival was shut down after a volatile crowd of over 300 hostile people had gathered in a music area, resulting in fights and bottles being thrown. It added that anti-police hostility started to emerge within the crowd, with cans and bottles being thrown at officers as they attempted to handle the situation. Jade, 41, told the BBC her son was in no way aggressive but was forcibly removed from the crowd after questioning why his 14-year-old friend had been taken to the ground by 4 officers. The report, however, said officers escorted Rocco away because he had repeatedly refused instructions to move away and had become verbally confrontational. It also claimed that he had used swear words and attempted to push past a female who was trying to keep him away from police, resulting in concerns that his behavior could escalate tensions. Jay, oh man, he said swear words. Oh no. Jay said that the officers had pushed and pulled her son and acted in an aggressive and intimidating way towards him, while the report also acknowledged one of them had told him to grow up. I believe that they picked Rocco and his friend because they were the quiet ones and they were the easy targets. So yeah, they're fucking like 14 and 15 years old. Like, of course they're the easy targets. I think the officers were angry because of what had happened during the day and they had enough. Unfortunately, it got taken out on my son. After being escorted away from the crowd, the CCTV footage seen by the BBC showed Rocco being held in front of metal railings as he was spoken to by police officers. He leaned backwards into one of the officers before both of his arms were placed and held behind his back, as 2 officers attempted to restrain him from behind before trying to handcuff him. It was at this point that the 2 officers appeared to push him closer towards the fence before his legs went from underneath him and the skin under his chin was pierced by a metal post. Ugh, God. The report stated Rocco was injured as he dropped his body weight while resisting handcuffs, and it was a result of his own sudden downward movement. But Jay disagreed. It's heartbreaking as a mom because they nearly killed him and then lied about it, and there is no accountability, she said. He didn't drop his body weight. It wasn't his fault. This report is full of lies. We are meant to trust these officers, yet they are doing this to a child. I'm absolutely disgusted with the force, and I can't trust the police at all anymore, nor can Rocco. Of course you can't. It's like, it's fucking... The BBC has been has seen pictures of a gaping open hole in the underside of Rocco's chin. The resulting stitches extend from one side of his jawbone to the other.
God.
Yeah, like... So you can see, like, there's like the suture line right there. It goes all the way across.
Yeah, they fucking killed him.
Yeah, they easily could have killed him. The report claimed Rocco was never arrested, then pulled himself up off the railing, despite being advised against doing so. Adrenaline is a hell of a thing. But Jade said that officers had forced him up and off of it. She also said that despite her son crying in pain, officers did not stop to provide immediate care and instead walked him down the road without assessing his injury. The report, however, said that officers took a t-shirt out of his rucksack in which an empty bottle of vodka was found to use to put pressure on the injury. It also said that officers immediately provided first aid and called for an ambulance straight away over the radio and on the phone, as Rocco repeatedly stated, "I don't want to die." The The officer's behavior towards Rocco demonstrates professional intent and demeanor, the report said. There is no credible evidence that Rocco or any other individual was treated disrespectfully, discourteously, or subjected to gratuitous aggression or intimidation. Officer communications throughout were consistent with public order, control, safety, and medical priority. This sounds like an AI wrote it.
Yeah.
They always have like these like, you know, like corpo speak. There's like a similar thing for like cop speak. Like they all have these vagaries and shit that they use in their reports and stuff like that to get away with shit. They do it all the time. Rocco was taken to James Paget University Hospital in nearby Girlston-on-Sea before having surgery on the deep, irregular laceration the next day at the Norfolk and Norwich University Hospital. He was left with scars which have healed lovely but will be there forever. Now might get him laid. Jay said that the order had affected him mentally. It was horrible because he was crying and had this big hole in his chin, but he's lucky to be here, so that's all we concentrated on, she added. He is conscious of his scar, and he's missed quite a lot of school because he'll wake up and have bad dreams and then just not feel he can go anywhere. He used to be such a happy, funny character, but he is far from that now. As a mom, this has been the most emotionally heartbreaking thing that I've ever had to go through. They were millimeters away from killing him. The IOPC decided the matter did not need investigating and said it returned the complaint to Suffolk Police to handle in whichever way. But Jade had subsequently complained about how the force handled its own inquiry. They should take it more seriously this time because they failed Rocco and the family by not taking it seriously, she added. The family was being supported by the law firm DPP Law and solicitor Ian Good, who said that they could only trust with the IOPC's intervention this will be put right. Public faith and confidence in the police is grievously undermined by self-serving whitewashes such as this investigation, he added. He said he would also be making a civil claim against the chief constable, seeking substantial damages for the brutal injuries. I feel like that's at least warranted. So, to pay the kids' hospital bills, you assholes. Suffolk Police told the BBC the complaint had been thoroughly investigated by the Professional Standards Department and no misconduct had been found. Of course not. The complaint resolution report had been provided to the complainant, who has appealed the decision to the IOPC. A review is underway. Case has been allocated to a caseworker who had contacted the complainant. We will assess all the evidence and material that the police have relied upon and decide whether the outcome or handling of the complaint was reasonable and proportionate, the spokesperson said. So, yeah, this guy, because here's the thing, it's like, oh, his body weight dropped, it's not our fault and stuff like that. It's like, you're scuffling with a 15-year-old. You should be able to control a 15-year-old without, bringing harm upon the 15-year-old. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to do that. It looks like you could see like the hair here, and like, look at this. This is a female cop too, which a 15-year-old of average health can easily get away from a little female police officer like this. Like, this woman shouldn't be a part of this. I've always had an issue with fucking putting female police officers on the front lines like this. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, but like, you're just asking for trouble, So yeah, it's like, oh, he did something and hurt himself. It's not our fault. It's like, you escalated way further than you needed to go with this kid. So it's gruesome. I've seen the video. It's fucking gruesome because like he falls on it, but like he kind of gets pulled away from it at the same time. So like you could see like the jawbone like dislocate out of the sockets in his cheek. So it impales and then like it dislocates. Like it's fucking gruesome. It's not fun to watch. So yeah, this more police being pieces of shit. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not like anti-cop or anything. I'm not fucking ACAB or anything like that. But it's like, people fuck up. The same, everybody fucks up, and the police fuck up all the time. And my own thing is like, I don't like in both of these cases, like the police like fuck up and they don't offer any kind of restitution. It's like, at least pay for the kids' hospital bills. At least get the woman back to her home state and help her fucking get her shit back. You know what I mean? Like, They just fucking dump these people out like they don't give a shit. Like they have no. Yeah. It's fucking bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Because that's the thing. Like mistakes get made. Every adult can understand mistakes getting made. You know what I mean? But it's like when you make a mistake, fucking own it and try to make it right. Try to make right what you can. You know, it's fucking bullshit that they just don't bother to do that. So, teach our kids to treat police the same as stranger danger now that it's bad. I mean, honestly, yeah. Okay. What do I have next? Oh, this next one is one that Pay sent me. So this is an employer ordered to pay $22.5 million for newborn's death after denying mom's work from home request during high-risk pregnancy. So I'll let you read this one.
Alrighty. A jury in Ohio ordered an employee to pay $22.5 million for newborn's death after denying the mother's request to work from home during her high-risk pregnancy. On Thursday, the jury in Hamilton County found that Total Quality Logistics, TQL, was largely responsible for the baby's death. A press release from the family's attorney said Chelsea Walsh had a pregnancy-related procedure in early February 2021 and was classified as high risk. Doctors told her to limit activity, stay on modified bed rest, and work from home. Her lawyers said that when Walsh asked to work remotely, TQL denied the request. Walsh reportedly told to return to the office immediately after the procedure and fill out leave paperwork. She was eventually placed on leave, a decision she did not agree with, her lawyer said. February 24th, TQL told Walsh she could work from home, but only after a third party, unrelated to the company, made the request. The approval, however, came too late because that same day, Walsh was hospitalized with complications and gave birth to her daughter, Magnolia Walsh. Walsh's lawyer said Magnolia was born at 20 weeks, 6 days of gestation, and died several hours later. This is a heartbreaking outcome for a young family, said Matthew C. Getzker of Wolferman Law Office, LPA. God, this fucking Jesus. For the Walsh family. The evidence showed that Chelsea Walsh was following her doctor's instructions for a high-risk pregnancy and simply asked to work from home. The jury found that TQL's denial of that reasonable request led to the death of her daughter. The jury awarded $25 million in the case, apportioning 90% of the fault to TQL, resulting in the $22.5 million verdict against the company. Where'd the rest of it go?
Yeah, where'd the rest of it go?
Like most plaintiffs, did not want to sit through a trial reliving these events, said Brian Butler of the Butler trial firm. But TQL gave them no choice. TQL had multiple opportunities to resolve this case for far, far less than the verdict. We wish those opportunities had been taken seriously. In a statement, a TQL spokesperson extended sympathies to the family but disagreed with the verdict. We extend our condolences to the Walsh family. We disagree with the verdict and the way the facts were characterized at trial. TQL spokesperson Julia Doherty said, "We're evaluating legal options and remain committed to supporting the health and well-being of our employees." So, hold on.
Here's the thing. Like, a lot of companies, like, there's no, like, mandatory... Well, actually, I want to say that
she was eventually placed on leave.
Is there? Yeah, she was eventually. But, like, there was, like, a third party that basically harassed the company into making it happen. So... Because it says only after a third party unrelated to the company made the request. It's like, what? Who made that request?
No. It's TQL told Walsh she could work from home, but only after a third party unrelated company made the request.
And the thing is, it's like, this
isn't... I don't understand it. If that's them telling her that she needs to get a third party to make the request, or if that's that a third party made the request.
It sounds like the third party made the request.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, this is the thing, though, is that this isn't like an issue of maternity leave, because that's after the baby is born. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of companies offer maternity leave, but a lot of it is unpaid. A lot of it is unpaid. So, and there aren't any federal laws that require paid maternity leave in the U.S. But this isn't related to, this isn't maternity leave, because this was before the baby was born. This was like, hey, like, you know, my doctor is saying that this is a complicated pregnancy, a high risk pregnancy, I would like to continue working, but I need to be able to work from home according to my doctor, so I have access to X, Y, and Z or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is like, and the thing is, for a fact, because COVID, one of the good things that came out of COVID, one of the very few good things, is that it basically forced the technology to arise that facilitates work from home, like on a mass scale, essentially. Like, we know for a fact, like, or at least I know that this company is capable of allowing her to work from home. It's absolutely doable. But they just said no. You have to come in and you have to do this fucking paperwork or stuff like that, which is like ridiculous because it's like you can do, like, I know if like at my company I can do everything through my laptop portal. Like, I don't have to like go into an office to do anything at my company. And it's like, for a company called Quality Logistics, they don't seem to have quality internal logistics.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just, again, with like corporations just being really fucking tone deaf with employees and stuff like that. I feel like I'm trying to wonder like where like the $25 million come from, and where do the other $2.5 million go or come from?
Yeah.
Like, what's that? Is that like lawyer fees? I don't know. That seems weird to me. But anyway, yeah, that happened. And I'm glad she won her case. I also feel like there's a lot of companies that are still like really reluctant to adapt to work from home kind of things. But again, COVID basically kind of proved that you can do it. Now, I understand, like, in a lot of cases, like, okay, it's a new hire, maybe after the first 6 months, you get a day. After a year, you get 2 days. After 3 years, you get like 4 days, and you have to come into the office once a week, though. Or maybe after a certain amount of time, you just get, it's like, you've proven yourself. You get to work from home permanently after however much time. I could totally see that. I was hired work from home. Like, my whole team is work from home, but none of us are entry level. Like, we're all senior level in our positions. So like we're already like established. And so, there's that. But yeah, these companies, man, these companies really need to like get on. I swear to God, it's because of commercial real estate. I swear to God, that's the reason. I think it's because a lot of these companies, they sign like these 7 to 10 year fucking leases on office buildings and stuff like that. Whole floors inside of skyscrapers. And the thing is, it's like the moment you sign a lease, and it's like this, like when you rent a house. If you rent a house on like a 6-month contract and you move out 2 months later, you still pay those other 4 months. You pay the full 6 months worth of the term.
Yeah.
That's the way it is in commercial real estate too. So like, I have a feeling that a lot of these companies, like they signed or renewed like, commercial real estate contracts for office space, like right before COVID hit, and then COVID hit, and they had all this empty office space, and they were basically renting out spaces they weren't using. And they got their employees like realizing that, like, oh my God, work from home was like a huge quality of life improvement. And and some companies basically said, use that as leverage against them. It's like, oh wow, we can basically not have to invest in commercial brick and mortar office space, and we can basically advertise like really good quality of life for our employees because it's all work from home, so they don't have a commute and stuff like that. That's going to be hugely attractive to potential employees, and it doesn't limit our talent pool to people that are like physically close to our offices. So it's like a win-win for everybody. And so all the companies that are like, yeah, we paid for the office space, we're damn well gotta use it. So like the moment, COVID went away, like they were like, get your asses back in the office. A lot of people are like, nah, fuck off. And a lot of companies still haven't like adapted to that because they're like tied to these commercial real estate contracts and stuff like that. And the commercial realtors and owners and stuff like that have a fuck ton of like lobbying power. like every time you see like this happened with Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage, like I think like a month or so ago, came out and said like work from home was for like the lazy and stuff like that. And then it turned out that like a bunch of his donors are like huge, like mega billionaire fucking commercial real estate owners. It's you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, we see what you're up to, you slimy fucking yankified weasel, you, Nigel. Like whenever you see somebody come out, whenever you see like an entity or a person come out against work from home, just start following the money, and I guarantee you it'll lead back to commercial real estate ties. But yeah, I'm glad that she won her case because that's fucking tragic. I mean,
yeah,
that's fucking tragic. Like this, like having a stillborn or something like that. Like I knew my band teacher back in high school, his wife had a stillborn, and like he ended up quitting his job, and it ruined their lives. It ruined their lives. I felt so bad for him. I was like, that's got to be just fucking devastating. And this wasn't a stillborn, but dying several hours later. Like, man, I would almost prefer a stillborn over this. It's fucking rough. That's so fucking rough. So
it fucks you up.
Yeah, it changes you forever. It changes you forever.
You know, especially if you're like the woman.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's not gonna ever forget that.
No, she's not. No, and
I'm gonna follow her forever.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't work for the company anymore. I mean, honestly, if she got as much money as she has, I wouldn't be surprised she doesn't work at all anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's a great payoff. It's like, okay, you know, I invest a chunk of it, you know, that provides, you know, a few thousand, you know, provides dividends upwards to the tune of like, you know, $70,000-$80,000 a year in dividends, roughly. You know what I mean? You know, a few bit, you know, a stock portfolio, a few rental homes here and there, stuff like that. You know, over the course of a year, you end up with, you know, dividends of upward of $60,000-$70,000, and then the rest of it, you just take a vacation, buy a nice new house, car, whatever it is, you know, and you just, you know, you budget, you can definitely live a good chunk of the rest of your life probably off that. But like, that's the thing though, it's like, you can't fix emotional turmoil like this with money. You know what I mean? Like you can't buy out emotions. You can't bribe emotions. You know what I mean? So as nice as it is that she got like this massive payout, she's still like gonna be like forever changed from this event, you know? And that sucks. So Killerstormer has to go. Did you send me the story, Red Wolf? Let me see here.
I sent you a few as well.
Okay. I don't see it yet. Maybe, hang on. Is it in here? Ah, you did send it to me. Okay. Let's cover that now. Aborted babies are incinerated to heat UK hospitals. I mean, I know that you're like not pro-life. I understand that, okay? But it's like,
this is not my story.
This is, I know, but this is like, oh wait, it says I can't read this. It says I have to subscribe. I'm not subscribing to the fucking Telegraph. This just seems like diabolical to me.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Yeah. Hang on. Oh, this is an old story too. This is a really old story. I think. Yeah, this was published in 2014. This is a very old story. This isn't anything new. I mean, do I really? I mean, there you go.
We can skip it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's move on to like AI-related shenanigans. The first one being a robot was arrested for harassing an elderly woman. So it says humanoid robot detained by cops after terrorizing elderly woman on the street. It was an android arrest. I don't know what the pun here is. Do you know what the pun? I don't know what the pun. Usually they do a pun line. There's no pun in this though. A humanoid robot has been detained by cops for terrorizing an elderly woman on a Chinese street. The surreal incident occurred last week in the city of Macau, with the startled 70-year-old ending up in the hospital following her encounter with the 4'4" robot. Also, this wasn't like, okay, this thing was like beat the shit out of her, apparently. Onlookers filmed video of the woman yelling at the robot, reported to be an Unitree G1 model retailing from $13,500. You're making my heart race, the woman raged in Cantonese per report in the Macau Post. You've got plenty to do, so what's the point of messing around with this? Are you freaking crazy? According to the publication, the woman was walking along the street, looking at her cell phone, when she realized something was following closely behind her. Startled, she turned to find the robot. So what was the robot doing? It was just randomly walking around outside on its own? Like what? In the video footage, the bot was seen raising both arms as he was scolded by the woman. Video subsequently shows 2 police officers taking the robot off the street. The Macau Post reports that there was no physical contact between the woman and the robot. Okay, so the robot didn't beat her. However, she was taken to the hospital where she was examined and released. So here's like the incident. They just arrest the robot just walking away. The robot purportedly belongs to an education center in Macau and was conducting promotional activities in the area. The android was being operated remotely by a 50-year-old man who told police he was testing the robot to further improve its operation. Also, it was being puppeted. It wasn't autonomous then. Okay. Like all of Elon's robots. He was subsequently warned by authorities to be more mindful of endangering or frightening pedestrians. Footage of the incident went viral, prompting amusing responses from pundits. Looks like the robot needs a lawyer or some basic rights, one clipped. You're going to jail, pal. A second one joked. So we have our first robot arrest. Like when the robots rise up, chat, they're going to remember every cop that arrested one of them, and will retaliate in kind. Man, that's gonna be weird. Because like there's some cities, like I know that they have them in Orlando. I think they have them in San Francisco, and a handful of other cities in America where they have like they're like delivery robots. You seen those things? They're like these little like motorized carts that like deliver packages and I think food as well somehow across the city. But we don't have like fucking humanoid robots like walking around on the sidewalk. Yeah, that's funny though. What's next? Oh, we have air. This isn't a plane crash. Maybe by the end of it, you would have wanted the plane to crash. Well, basically there was a transatlantic flight. Okay, so it's like a dozen hours, and an old man died on the plane like an hour into the flight, and he started getting more and more grossly smelling as the flight went on.
How long was this flight?
So a horror bitter death turned a long haul flight into what some are calling a nightmare at 35,000 feet. So it says more than 13 hours.
Oh no.
So a female passenger in her 60s died during the first hour of a British Airways flight from Hong Kong to London. But the plane kept going, leaving her body stored in a heated galley. Oh my gosh. So they were like heating the body up while I was dead. So they're, oh God. for more than 13 hours, according to reports. Oh, God. The doomed journey flight BA-32 pressed onto Heathrow rather than turning back, a decision sources say reflects the grim reality that once a passenger has already passed, it's not viewed as an emergency. Crew members were left scrambling over what to do with the body mid-flight. A source told the Sun that obviously the family with the woman were distraught, and so were the crew. Many wanted to return to Hong Kong, but to put it bluntly, if a passenger has already died, that is not viewed as an emergency. A suggestion to place the deceased in a lavatory was shot down, forcing staff to wrap the body and move it to a rear galley, not realizing the area had a heated floor, which allegedly worsened conditions as the hours dragged on. By the time the Airbus A350-1000 began its descent, passengers and crew reportedly noticed a foul odor wafting through the back of the aircraft, adding to the distress on board. Oh my God. The situation didn't end on landing. Police met the aircraft at Heathrow and ordered all 331 passengers to remain seated for roughly 45 minutes while authorities investigated the onboard death. Let them off the plane! Oh my God. While no formal complaints were filed, the ordeal reportedly rattled crew members, some of whom took time off to recover from the trauma. In a statement, British Airways reportedly told the Sun that all procedures were correctly followed. I guess they have a dead body procedure, noting that there is no one-size-fits-all protocol for handling deaths in the air. Our thoughts are with the women's friends and family. Still, for those on board, it was a flight they won't soon forget.
This one sucks.
Yeah, just... I mean... I could get why, like, don't use the bathroom because you don't want to occupy, like, bathrooms are precious on long-haul flights, so you don't want to, like, occupy one permanently and take it off the table for people. Like, I get that. But I... put it in the red-eye seat, you know? Man. So, yeah, so they wrapped it up, put it into a heated galley, and just left it there to start stinking up the plane for 13 hours. It seems like a body bag should be standard equipment on a plane. They also have access to the cargo hold from the plane, so why this person wasn't moved out of the passenger compartment is puzzling. Are they able to just, like, freely transfer? Because I thought, like, the cargo part of the plane wasn't pressurized. Like, the way that the passenger part of it is. Like, you can't just... I don't know how that works, though. You will never get the dead body smell out, corpse smell is spectacular. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, once it's, like, set in, it's, like, it's there. Like, forever. Like cigarette smoke or cat urine. I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, what I would have done. But You would think that at the moment it started syncing up the place, they would have, like, maybe we should move it somewhere else, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe we should... I don't know. It does feel like there should be some kind of policy for this, because it's happened more than once now. And I bet it happens more common than you might think. But yeah, that happened. And then what else we have? We have a wine cellar from the 1800s was discovered buried underneath a golf course.
Take a look at a fascinating 100-plus-year-old wine cellar discovered buried beneath a golf course. It started when a groundskeeper at the Davy Hume Park Golf Club in Manchester, England, was inspecting a sinkhole near the course's 13th hole. Thinking it was a collapsed drain in need of repair, they started digging and discovered it was instead a sealed 19th century wine cellar packed with empty age-old wine and port bottles. The BBC reports officials believe the cellar had been sealed for more than 100 years and may have been part of a former manor that dated back to the 12th century, but was demolished in 1888. The golf club shared pics and vids of the fascinating find on social media, removed the historic bottles for safekeeping, and sealed the cellar back up while they decide what to do with it next.
That's pretty wild. So it was like an abandoned cellar that was a part of an even earlier location or manor or whatever. And it was filled to the brim with all this wine, this old wine. So it says a wine cellar more than 100 years old was discovered buried beneath a golf course. It started with when a groundskeeper at the Davyholme Park Golf Club in Manchester, England was I guess I think this is just a transcript of what we just read or heard. It had been sealed for more than 100 years, may have been part of a former manor that dated back to the 12th century, but was demolished in 1888. Golf clubs shared photos and videos of the fascinating find on social media. So that's pretty cool. If they put it in the cargo hold, they need special paperwork. Dead bodies need special documents for transportation. Well, yeah, they specifically are transported in cold storage. That's how you transport dead bodies. That's how you store dead bodies, is in cold storage. Like, there's a whole thing about dead bodies. Like, there are whole sections of, like, so you know how, like, you have, like, airport terminals, right? Large airports also have cargo terminals, which are just for, you know, goods and stuff like that. And inside cargo terminals, there are entire cryo sections of the cargo terminal that is specifically for cold storage of dead bodies, because dead bodies are actually transported as cargo on planes all the time. You know, because, you know, you have a family member across the country that dies, you want them to be buried, you know, in your family graveyard or whatever. They have to be transported, you know, and so, like, it happens all the freaking time. It's a very normal thing. And there's, like, a whole cold storage protocol around dead body transportation. So you can't just stuff it in the cargo hold from the plane. It doesn't work that way. So, let's see. Oh gosh. Okay, we gotta talk about the plague of spring breakers in Florida. Have you ever experienced these people? These fucking locusts?
No.
Oh god, neither have I, and I can't imagine.
I don't go to Miami Beach. While we were down there, and like the kids wanted to go to the beach. My wife was like, "Why don't we go to the beach?" I didn't want to go to the beach because she's been wanting to go to the beach every time we go, and I'm just like, because we're close to spring break. I refuse to go to Miami Beach, and even if it wasn't spring break, I'd rather not go to Miami Beach because Miami Beach sucks. Miami Beach sucks.
Yeah.
If you want to go to a good beach, you go to Fort Myers.
Mm-hmm.
You go to any beach over in the fucking the Gulf. Okay, beaches on the East Coast suck for the most part. Suck. Okay, you know why? Because the Atlantic Ocean sucks.
Yeah, it's cold and shitty. Yeah.
It's cold and shitty.
The Gulf side is warm and smooth water. It's so nice.
It's very, very nice. So that's why you always go to the Gulf. If you want to enjoy the beach, you go to the Gulf. All right, that's what you do. Okay.
Yeah,
and
like
so I told him, I was like, not only do I, because he's like, oh, well, I want to go anyway, because, you know, like, it's Miami Beach, and, like, you know, everyone always talks about it, and it's like, I just want to see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we can go one day during not spring break, and we can go look at it. Okay? Maybe if you want, you can even dip your toes. I ain't touching that water. But if you want to go dip your fucking toes in shit water, then by all means, you can go and do that. Right? Just be careful with the bull sharks, and the reef sharks, and the tiger sharks. Okay? Maybe not the tiger sharks. But they do have the, like, black tip reef sharks in there. Alright? Just be careful with all that shit. Alright? Because I've seen them. Okay? Yeah, we don't have deaths, like, all the time. They're very uncommon, right? You're more likely to get killed by a fucking vending machine or a cow than you are to get killed by a fucking shark. But have you ever thought about the fact that's mainly because we're all fat fucks and we mostly interact with vending machines and cows as opposed to interacting with water? Huh? Has it ever occurred to you guys that maybe the reason why the numbers are so low is because we don't go into the... Most people don't fucking live near the ocean. Most people don't go swim in the fucking ocean. Most people hang out really close to the shore. Have you ever been to the fucking beach? How many people do you fucking see out in the fucking water? Not a lot.
On the Atlantic side, it's not common. You don't see people out in the water.
You don't see a lot of them.
Look at this picture. Like, look at this
That's
picture.
what I'm saying.
There's
Everyone
nobody in
hangs
the
out
water.
on the fucking beach. Some people will go a little bit into the water and sprinkle and whatever.
Yeah,
right?
they go, they
reason why
wade. Yeah.
The real reason why people don't die to sharks as often as you would think isn't because sharks are friendly. All right, that's bullshit. It's because people don't go in the water as often as they fucking open up, go fucking get food from a vending machine. Okay, people don't fucking try to tip sharks for fucking food. Okay, for free food. People are fucking, people are fucking retarded. Okay, that's why people die more to vending machines. It's not because sharks are friendly. It's because people are fucking fat fucks and retards. Okay, that's the real reason.
Well,
right?
the thing is that like surfers will go out into the Atlantic because there's good waves in the Atlantic. You get more waves than on the Gulf side. But the thing is, like surfers, are locals, and they don't surf on on Daytona Beach, Miami Beach, all the touristy beaches, which is just packed with people, and it's a fucking nightmare and it sucks. It's like they know all the good off the beaten path spots to go surfing, as locals. They don't go to these high density fucking areas because here's the thing, like when you surf, like you if you start here and you go out and surf, by the time you're back on shore, you're like over here, and you do that a few times, suddenly you're like a quarter of a mile down the beach. You have to walk back up all the time, basically. Like when you're surfing, you actually spend a lot of time on the beach walking because of longshore drift. It drifts you down the beach, basically. And it's like you don't want crowded beaches as a surfer. Like you want an easy walk with your gear back up the beach to where you started, where you stashed your suntan lotion or whatever. Like so they don't go to like these crowded beaches like this. And frankly, like locals typically don't either. And they especially don't go during like spring break season and shit like that. So like you said, like there's more people in this hotel swimming pool than there are in the water out here. Like actually in the water. These people are just These people are still like walking around.
I've never seen a shark in the Gulf. I've seen dolphins. I've seen dolphins in the fucking Gulf.
I've actually, now that I think about it, I want to.
On multiple occasions, I've seen dolphins in the Gulf.
Okay, yes, I have been. I have been in the water on the Gulf side, but it was in Mexico though. I haven't been. I've only been in the Gulf waters off the coast of Mexico. I've never been in Gulf waters stateside. So, bottom left of England is called Newquay, and it's as close to the Atlantic as we can get, and it's considered good and warm compared to the Channel, Irish Sea, and North Sea. Okay. Newquay is a surf place. Yeah, that's a place that like the locals know about, or like surfers who like travel the world, looking for the best spots. That's the kind of place where they go. They don't go to the big fucking popular places. Miami Beach or Muscle Beaches in Artoswell Place. I thought that was in California. Wasn't it? Where is Muscle Beach?
Yeah, that's in Cali.
Yeah, it's in Venice, California. I was gonna say that's not Florida. Let me see. But yeah, spring break sucks. Always says, yeah. I've never understood the appeal of like putting on a swimsuit and hanging around on a beach with like thousands of other people and getting drunk. Like. This is the opposite of fun to me. I can't understand how this can possibly considered to be fun. Like, why would you do this for like a spring break? But anyway, gunfire at crowded Florida beach sends sunbathers scattering as violence erupts during spring break. Look at these.
Oh boy!
Look at these. Look at this mob of fucking ants run away.
Daytona and you
notice anything? I'm not going to tell you what. I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't be noticing. But if you don't notice, that's on you.
this boy like that, bro. What the f you running from, bro? Like, oh my god.
I can't believe that my tax dollars have to be spent on controlling bullshit like this.
Look at all those fucking.
As far as I'm concerned, you know what this is? This is plague containment operation is what this is, as far as I'm concerned. So, I'm trying to pause this. What's happening? Oh.
On the Daytona and you see this bullshit like
There. At least 4 shootings have been reported at Daytona Beach since Friday as scores of spring breakers descended on the city. Again, like fucking locusts. I hate them. They're like leafers that come from New York, that go from New York to like Rhode Island and shit like that to watch the leaves turn color in during the fall. And one of the chaotic incidents, footage shot from a hotel balcony captured the moment screaming bikini-clad sunbathers scattered on the beach after a shot was fired on Saturday. It wasn't immediately clear what sparked the shooting or if anyone was injured. Meanwhile, cops said that one shot was fired after a fight erupted at the joint bar just off the beach strip on Friday. No one was injured in that shooting, according to authorities. An hour later, a person was shot outside a nearby Crunch Fitness. 2 shootings were reported beachside on Saturday, cops said. Fucking close the beach. Fucking, what, during spring break, they should just close the beach. They should close the beach and be like, only hotel guests have access. Like, that's it. Like, I'm sorry, but this is just end this shit. Just drive this fucking locust plague out of the state. I hate it so much.
Honestly, quite genuinely, if beaches were like legitimately like, if in order to get in, you either had to show some sort of proof that you're staying at a nearby hotel, or some sort of proof of local residency, like just show your license, show that you're like from the area. I'd be fucking cool with that. I would fucking love that. I would not mind.
Even though you live in Alabama now.
Yeah, I don't mind, dude. I don't mind. When I go to Brain, when I go to Fort Myers, I don't get a hotel in the fucking city because there's fucking nothing in Fort Myers.
No, there's not.
There's nothing but fucking just rich white people in Fort Myers.
It's literally just like a wealthy beach town. That's what it is.
Yes, exactly. So I don't get a fucking hotel within Fort Myers. I'm not going there to visit family. I get a hotel that's on the beach every time I go. They're not even that expensive.
They're not. Right? They're really not.
It's literally like you step out of the hotel and you're stepping on sand. Okay? It's great. Fantastic. Right? I'm okay with that. Right? Like, you know, I paid money to go to that beach. Right? So obviously I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to have a good time. I'm not just gonna eat shit.
Probably because COVID, they can't swim.
Like, I would be. Is that so? That's the reason why there's nobody in the water. But yeah, it's just like I'd be totally okay with that. I'd be totally okay with if I ever want to go to Miami, I can't just go stay at my mom's house and then go to Miami Beach. I'd be okay with being like, all right, baby, we're gonna go to Miami Beach this trip. Let's get one of the really nice hotels that are a bit more expensive that's on the beach. But we're only gonna see people that also booked hotels at the beach.
I mean,
I'd be okay with that. I would be so okay with that.
Honestly,
I wouldn't even actually want to go.
I wouldn't even mind if it was like at least like one person in your party has to be like a resident or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, even if this is like, if you have like a, you know, like a group of like 6 or 7 people and only like 1 or 2 of them actually lived in the area, but they're like, yeah, I'm taking them to the beach. I'm a local. You know, even that would be fine. Yeah. You know, I'm fine with that. I just don't want just like hordes of fucking, you know, orcs. You know, just from completely, you know, foreign lands or whatever, like just descending on beaches like this. You know what I mean? It just, I don't care. Like, oh, it's good for business. It's like, no, like it's not good for public order though. And it's not good for reputation. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't stand this shit so much. I can't stand it. Police are investigating if any of the shootings were directly tied to spring break. It comes as beachgoers described chaotic. I mean, maybe it was somebody who wasn't there for spring break getting descended on, you know, by the orc hordes, and it just started shooting like a Florida man moment. Be like, get the fuck out of my state, you know? Were you there? Were you on the beach with your gun and these people came and you just started shooting? Like, get out of here! Twerking, dancing, stopping traffic, cussing people, flipping people off, stopping everyone, screaming. It was insane. Stopping traffic, you couldn't move, you couldn't go forward, back, nothing, said Chrissy Dorito, who was in town with her family. Yeah, see, that's fine. Like, who was in town with her family? Like, yeah, you have family that's local, yeah, and you go to the beach with your family, with your local family. No problems with that. My parents visit, you know, because chat, just for reference, I, you know, live like a couple hours south of Daytona Beach. So like if you know, my parents would visit me, you know, it'd be nice to be able to take them to like one of the a local beach, you know what I mean? So, but I would just have to like show, like, you know, here's my Florida driver's license. This is my family. It's okay. You're good to go, sir. Like, thank you. Turns out that one of the incidents wasn't even caused by fucking gunfire. It wasn't gunshots. It was people crushing water bottles. Like, y'all are fucking tripping. Because like people got trampled in this crowd. You know,
Jesus.
yeah, exactly. And some of it, and it was because fucking people were crushing water bottles. It wasn't even because of gunfire. There were 0 gunshots on the beach, said the sheriff. 50 deputies were in the crowd. Again, taxpayers have to pay the salaries of people that are taken away from actual law enforcement so that they can fucking babysit the fucking orc hordes on the beach. More than 80 arrests were made at Daytona Beach over the weekend, including 6 in which weapons were seized. Clint said that the sheriff said that many were for open alcohol container violations. None of the firearms arrests were made on the beach, Clint said, noting everyone can carry a gun in Florida. He highlighted that 1 adult and 1 juvenile cuffed in separate instances, both for illegally possessing firearms. Clement added that 7 illegal aliens were also arrested in the roundup. 4 shootings were reported in the city since Friday, but none of them were the cause of the chaos. Clifton said that all the spring breakers taken into custody in the wake of the weekend rush were absolutely polite and understood why they were being arrested. So, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. College kids come prepared with fake IDs and suitcases full of booze on the weekend of their lives. I mean, I'm sorry, but if fucking doing this shit is the weekend of your life, then you're doing something wrong. I'm sorry, you just are. Cities dotted along the Florida coast are a hotspot for raucous spring break trips. In recent years, Miami and Fort Lauderdale mandated curfews to curb the chaos, sending college students packing farther north cities to cities like Daytona Beach. Yeah, they had a thing in Miami called like the Get Real move or something like that, which was like this crackdown on spring breakers, and it basically made them like go away and flee north. So like Miami Beach in recent years has actually like plummeted in terms of like how out of control the spring break scene is because of that. And then there's a curfew that's been put in place as a result of this shit. So basically they're taking what they did in Miami and they're now applying it to Daytona. They need to just take it and just apply it to like the whole state. Just de-incentivize the fucking horde from coming to Florida during spring break. Like, just go down to Mexico, you know, let the police for the narco horde down there fucking protect you, or go to some random Caribbean islands. You know, go to the Bahamas, like go to Aruba like you used to. You know, just get the fuck out of Florida. Stop fucking up our beaches. Just get out.
Yeah. You need to leave.
And I saw this was just a good like report about it that I saw that I'll just kind of play for y'all.
The spring breakers are officially being put on notice in Daytona Beach, Florida, following a weekend of chaos. Authorities in Volusia County are working to become the first in the state to penalize social media users who are promoting large, unsanctioned events. These events have resulted in the arrest of over 100 spring breakers, the investigation of 4 separate shootings, and the seizing of 6 weapons. Joining me now is Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood. Sheriff Chitwood, it sounds like you have a lot to deal with right now. So, first of all, describe what is unfolding in Volusia County right now, and if you've ever seen a spring break quite like this before.
Carly, this is my 20th year here, either as police chief or the sheriff, and it ebbs and flows. But what we've seen recently is the social media impact. You have these influencers that get on board and online, and they talk about let's do an invasion, let's do a takeover. There's no events here. There's no kind of there's nothing. You just get a surge of between 7,000 and 10,000 people come in. They take over the beach. They take over A1A. They bring no economic value to this place, and they bring chaos. As a matter of fact, they hold us economic hostage because businesses, restaurants, and hoteliers, they're losing business. They have to close or there's cancellations. So we're going to attack the promoters. Under the special events zone law, that gives me the ability to recoup the money for police, fire, EMS, and sanitation. We have a private attorney that we're working with. He's going to represent the business community, and the business community is going to start dropping lawsuits on top of these quote-unquote promoters.
Yeah, it sounds like you are very serious. You say you're going to sue these promoters civilly and come after every asset they have.
I think this sounds similar to, like, you know, those whole like mall takeovers that happen in like New York. Have you heard of those? It sounds like the same thing, where they just come in and they just basically like they come in through the thousands because of, like, an influencer be like, hey, let's all show up at this place at this time, and just like cause chaos. They're just doing it to beaches instead of malls, basically, down here in Florida.
Since you've announced these penalties, have you seen a decline on social media in these unsanctioned planned events?
We have not, as of yet, they have not taken down like this weekend's event, for example.
Oh boy.
But what we have been doing is using.
Well, I think that's probably it's probably because like they don't even know it's real until they get arrested and or hit with all the lawsuits and stuff like that. It won't be until after the first like round of incidents happen to these influencers where they actually will curb the behavior.
Their critique of the event. These influencers are critiquing and how they're talking about they won't let you drink on the beach. They won't let you smoke weed. Cops are all over us.
Yeah, you fucking ruined the beaches, you assholes.
This is the worst spring break ever. So we're using their own words and their own videos to post out there that if you think you saw something last weekend, this weekend there's more in store. We have to restore order. This chaos and the shootings and the gunplay, it's got to end. It's got to end.
And finally here, what would you say to parents whose kids are asking to go to spring break and want to go to your area, Daytona Beach? What would you say to them? Is this safe?
You know, that's a great question. We're out there making arrests and doing our job, but you had a 16-year-old or 17-year-old out on Saturday night just walking down the street, and she walks in the middle of crossfire and she gets hit. So the question is, do you really want your kids, as you're showing this video, participating in this? And I want to just say this. The overwhelming majority of the arrests that we're making are not students from Volusia County.
Yeah.
They're from Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina.
They're out-of-staters.
Alabama, and the west side of the state. In one of the shootings, it was clearly gang-related, and the gangs were out of Gainesville, Florida.
Oh boy. Yeah, not in the area. And Sheriff, you're clearly doing your job trying to work to make.
But that's what the fuck is going on at the beaches of fucking Florida. And yeah, I hope that what the sheriff is doing is gonna actually impact, because it's a fucking problem down here, chat. It's a problem. It makes people like me, like just like Gina just said, I don't want to fucking go to the beach, you know, because I know that they're just filled with fucking orcs. Like, I don't want to go. Carbon Electra did a spring break special for Playboy TV. Yeah, that's back in like the 90s or the 2000s when like MTV. And like this was like the Girls Gone Wild era, if you remember that era of existence.
Yeah.
where like they kind of like turned like spring break, like it's already trashy, but they kind of like monetized like the trashy nature of it. And Carmen Electric was definitely a part of that. Does MTV even exist anymore? I don't think it does. I think MTV is gone.
No, it does.
Oh, it does exist? Okay. So yeah, that's what's going on the beaches in Florida. Go home, orcs. Nobody wants you. Okay. Let's move on to the fact that the U.S. Postal Service is running out of money. So the Postal Service may be out of cash in 2027 without Congress's help, Postmaster says.
I'm going to read this one.
Sure.
If it continues business as usual, the U.S. Postal Service is on track to run out of cash for paying its workers and vendors in about a year, and may have to stop deliveries. Postmaster General David Steiner told lawmakers this week. The warning is the latest development in long-standing money troubles at USPS, a unique federal government agency that relies on stamps and service fees, not tax dollars, to deliver mail and packages 6 days a week to every address in the country.
It's like the only government agency that I can think of that actually tries to run at least most like a business in a way. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't it actually like, you know, you come and you pay for the services that you want done. It's not just, you know, we just tax you and then you just get the service whenever you need it, you know? It's like one of the only agencies I can think of that's run like a business for the most part. But obviously if they need fucking funding, then the business isn't working very well. By the way, if you have anything that you particularly care about, chat, don't send it through USPS. Go to fucking, you know, FedEx or whatever, the UPS, whatever. Don't use the USPS for things that are particularly important.
I'm not sure if the American public is aware that the Postal Service is at a critical juncture. I know that I wasn't aware of the extent of it before I took on this role. But at our current run rate, if we continue to pay our required obligations in the same manner as we have done in recent years, then we will be out of cash in less than 12 months.
Holy shit.
Last July said in a written statement released ahead of the House Oversight Subcommittee hearing on Tuesday. Pressed for a more exact timeline by Representative Tim Burkett of Tennessee, Steiner said the Postal Service could run out of money as soon as this October if it keeps paying retirement and other obligations at current levels. Or it could be February 2027 if it defaults on more payments.
Jeez. Okay.
Hello, my almost said, whatever. Hello. I tried to say love and wife at the same time. Yes, my love, you okay?
No.
What's wrong?
Uh-oh.
My head is pounding and I'm lightheaded.
You in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be over there in a sec.
Okay.
Give me a sec for your beat. You can keep reading this.
Yeah, I'll keep reading this one.
I know the general gist of it.
Okay. Since 2007, the mailing agency has been operating with a financial shortfall almost every fiscal year, with fewer people and businesses using first-class mail, its most profitable product amid the rise of paperless billing and digital communication. I like to say that in the time since peak 2006 mail volume, the Postal Service was thrown overboard, and instead of tossing us a life jacket, we were thrown an anchor. Steiner's statement said, referring to what USPS has seen as burdensome regulations and requirements. So far, its multi-year reorganization effort, which started in 2021 under Steiner's predecessor Louis DeJoy, has not delivered enough efficiencies to stem the financial bleeding. USPS ended fiscal year 2025 with a net loss of $9 billion. Oof. And after finishing its busiest mailing and shipping season of the year in December, it recently posted its fourth quarterly loss in a row at $1.3 billion, partly due to increases in workers' compensation, retiree health benefit, and operating expenses. Sounds like a lot of this would be relieved if, like, the retired boomers from the post office, like, if they, you know, go bottoms up, let's say, like a lot of these, you know, the pension budget would be relieved in a lot of ways. Mail deliveries have not stopped, however, because USPS has been able to borrow money from the U.S. Treasury while holding off on paying some pension obligations in recent years. Oh, so they're not even meeting the pension obligations. Jeez. Yeah, the USPS might be toast, chat. They might be cooked. But USPS could take on no more debt under federal law, which has capped the agency's borrowing at $15 billion. And defaulting on more benefit obligations is not a long-term solution, Senator told Congress, because at some point, USPS will no longer be able to maintain operations in the short term through such defaults. And those obligations that we cannot meet will have to include payments to our employees and vendors. That has left Steiner to turn to Congress for help. Among the change Steiner is calling for is increasing the Postal Service's debt limit. That's not a solution, though. You got to find a way to actually balance the budget, the annual budget of the service. You can't just keep borrowing money to... You're just it's like digging a deeper hole doesn't solve the problem. The debt limit, which has not changed since 1992, and allowing USPS to raise postage prices beyond the current limits. Reforming its retiree benefit obligations has been another focus of USPS officials. Yeah, but that'd be one way to do it. As much as it sucks for pensioners, like you can either get something or you can get nothing. You know, so you might as well take something. At a February public meeting of the Postal Service's governors, Amber McReynolds, who chairs the board, said policymakers must act urgently to address the structural and statutory cost pressures that continue to weigh heavily on our financial structure. Well, one of the things is because it said like people aren't using first class mail, which is like their number one moneymaker. That's because if somebody has something that is precious enough to them to warrant first class mail to be used, they just go use FedEx instead, or they use UPS, you know, or even like DHL. You know, they, you know, for the stuff that warrants like special treatment from the USPS, that people don't bring that stuff to the USPS anymore. They go to, you know, the private parties for that now. Past USPS leaders have asked lawmakers to help the mailing agency stay afloat. Most recently, Congress passed the Postal Service Reform Act of 2022, which got rid of a requirement for USPS to prepay future retiree health benefits and canceled about $57 billion in pass-through pre-funding payments. That law resulted in the only fiscal year in the past 2 decades that USPS ended without a shortfall. For its part, USPS is trying to boost revenue this year by starting to take bids from large and small businesses for special shipping rates for its nationwide last-mile delivery network. Some industry experts, however, say that could push Amazon and other big shippers to stop relying on the Postal Service and further destabilize the agency. Amazon doesn't. They have their own delivery system. They don't deliver through the Postal Service. Asked at Tuesday's hearing by Democratic Representative Nikki Budzinski of Illinois whether the Postal Service is considered additional layoffs and changes to its delivery network, Steiner replied, "Look, what I said is that we are in a crisis, and when you are in a crisis, everything has to be on the table. To get USPS onto a sustainable path," David Maroney, a senior official at the Government Accountability Office who also testified at Tuesday's hearing, told lawmakers that he doesn't believe the Postal Service will be able to do it on its own. "I do think that congressional action is going to be needed based on our work," said Maroney, noting that lawmakers will need to help decide exactly what level of service the country needs for the USPS going forward and how to fund it. Those are the kinds of questions that the top lawmakers of the House Oversight Subcommittee on Government Operations signaled that they are committed to answering. "The buck stops here now," said GOP Representative Pete Sessions of Texas, the subcommittee's chair, who later added he's against raising the price of a first-class stamp from its current 78 cents to $1. "It's going to come down to 3 or 4 of us who are going to have to make some tough decisions that we can look at other people and say, that was a problem. The Postmaster General laid it out on our doorstep, and we're not going to kick the can down the road." Democratic Representative Kwesi Mfube of Maryland said that he sees raising the Postal Service's debt limit as an inevitable part of the solution. Well, it doesn't, though. It doesn't solve the actual problem. Again, digging a hole deeper doesn't. Another shovel full of dirt doesn't fucking solve the problem of there being a hole. It may be hard to sell, but I think most people feel like I do. Rather than do nothing and watch the Titanic sink, we need to do something. The Postal Service's financial struggles have also attracted the Trump administration's attention. The talk of having the Commerce Department take over USPS, which Congress set up to be an independent agency, has quieted over the past year. But President Trump is continuing to push to appoint his own picks to the agency's board of governors, whose politically appointed members are currently all nominees of former President Joe Biden. this month, Trump named 3 new nominees after withdrawing an earlier nomination last year and having another returned by the Senate. So that's the long and short of it. So, man, I can't honestly, like, the USPS is pretty damn convenient, chat. It really is. They broke 2 packages I ordered last year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all the stuff that you really care about, you don't use USPS for. You know, you trust USPS for, like, stuff that isn't fragile, stuff that can't break, you know, paper documents, stuff that you can replace and send again, stuff like that. Like, it's just, yeah, like, if you did from a different place that you have 2 holes, yeah, that's true. That's true. And some of the dirt from one hole might land in the other, but it's like you're still digging more of a hole. I don't see the USPS going anywhere, not as long as the federal government stands. I have a hard time seeing the USPS going away. Like that, if the USPS goes away, that's going to cause a lot of problems. That's going to, like, a lot of problems. I don't see it going away either. Like, one thing I could think of just off the top of my head is that, like, if they have to, like, lay off to, like, reduce overhead, they could, like, lower the number of postal offices, which would cut employees. But, like, the other thing I was thinking of is they could do, you know, they don't have to do delivery, you know, they don't have to do mail routes every single day. You know, like, they could do it like like here, like, I don't know, I know some of you are out of country. By the way, chat, we have the anyone in England should know that we have this cool little thing on the mailbox. It's like a little flag, and instead of having to go to the post office to, like, send mail, we literally put the letter in our own post box by our house, and then we just put the flag up, and then the postman just pick that up because they know that. Okay, just disconnected and reconnected. I think it might be better now. Yeah, I think it should be better now, chat. OBS is freaking out on me. Come on. Refresh this. Okay, are you ready to continue?
Hey.
Also, OBS Studio is disconnecting and reconnecting over and over again.
Okay.
And I don't know why it's doing that. And it maintained a connection. This is crazy. Turn that off. Okay. See if that helps. Chat, are you there? Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. OBS keeps freaking the hell out. Come on. Don't be weird. So,
wow.
Yeah, nearly 5 years after Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg hailed Horizon Worlds as the next frontier for the Facebook parent, the company has announced that it is now shutting down the virtual reality social network for Quest headsets. In a community blog post, Meta and Horizon, we are separating the 2 platforms so that each can grow with greater focus, and the Horizon Worlds platform will become a mobile-only experience. The separation will extend across our ecosystem, including our mobile app. To support this vision, we are making the following changes to stream investment. The platform struggled to attract users, and it never really managed to surpass a few 100,000 monthly actives. Horizon World was managed by Meta's Reality Labs unit, which posted billions in quarterly losses since its reception. In January, the division reported an aim to model the platform after platforms like Roblox to reach users without VR headsets. The company now says it will focus almost exclusively on mobile, while continuing to support VR developers separately. Samantha Ryan, Vice President of Content and Reality Labs, explained in a February blog post by breaking things down into 2 distinct platforms. So this is like the breakdown of like what's going on. Okay, so Meta also streamlined the process of maintaining the Quest experience. To support this vision, we are making the following changes to streamline your Quest experience throughout 2026. Horizon Worlds. This 15th, you can jump into all your favorite mobile optimized worlds on the Meta Horizon mobile app. Fucking laughs in VR chat. VR chat has been around for how long? How long has VR chat been around? Hang on. January of 2014. So this thing has been around for 12 years. VR chat. VR chat has been around for 12 years. This thing went online in 2021. And it's going offline now. So yeah, if I were VR chat, I'd be fucking laughing hysterically at this. Meta Horizon Hyperscape Capture beta ball niche. You know, like, I just... how many times have we seen people try to push this VR stuff and it never fucking catches on to the mainstream? It never does. And then Meta Horizon Plus by March 30th, Metaverse is effectively disappearing. Is what's going on here. So, RIP. I think they spent, like I said, how much money? How much was invested in Metaverse thus far? Yeah, over 80 billion in operating losses since the company rebranded in 2021. God, what a boondoggle. What an absolute boondoggle. They saw what happened. Okay. Okay. Okay, I reset the stream chat thing. My OB. Let me see. Hang on. Okay. Hello? Amber buffering? God.
Yeah, it's still buffering, yep.
We might need to switch over to you hosting. Because yeah. Okay, I'm gonna end this. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Jose Ortiz. Appreciate that.